back to MIk'd Up. Today is Monday, June 27th. There we go. Now I can hear myself.
WB3.
Do you think they can hear me?
I don't know. We'll find out.
All right, well, let me reintroduce ourselves?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, good evening. Today's Monday, June 27th. We have a great show today. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We have Eric Biggio. I don't think he's kin to Craig Biggio. He is the head of trade at Caesars Sportsbook for the baseball division, which I'm pretty pumped up about because obviously we talk baseball betting. I haven't given bets out. I've taken a few days off for a few different reasons. I've been traveling. We had an engagement party this weekend up in Shreveport, which, boy, that drive is.
Brutal.
It's a grind. It's a grind. You get up to Ellick, you're like, oh, it's not bad, and you look at the thing, you're like, damn, I got an hour and a half left to get there. I've been moving around, moving and grooving, doing a bunch of different things, but I will be back on the grind tomorrow with putting out bets, allowing you to win money off of me. Again, if you are going to bet, please use our promo code MIkedUp15 when you download the app. Use our promo code, upload some money. Your first bet is risk-free up to $1,500. Help the boys out, help the show out, help yourself out. Use our bets. Go make some money. I actually just saw our friend, Eric Biggio, posted on Twitter about a guy. Actually, he didn't post it. Somebody else posted it. He must have retweeted or something. Someone posted a $500 free bet.
Oh, that was our guy, David.
That was David. So David at Caesars.
At Caesars
also. Posted a guy placed a $500 bet, free bet, on a 3-team future parlay from the Rams to win the Super Bowl, the Warriors to win the NBA Finals, and Lloyd's not having a good start to the show, and the Avalanche to win the NHL, and that pays out like $200-something thousand on a $500 free bet. So what I'm saying is use the promo code, upload some money, use the risk-free money to win yourself a whole bunch of other money. But outside of Eric coming on the show, we have a lot of baseball talk, a little MLB talk, a lot of LSU baseball talk. We talked about last Friday. I'm trying to ignore what's going on in my peripherals right now, and I'm going to continue to stay. I'm professional. I'm going to be professional, and I'm going to keep grinding through this thing, right? We had a huge day in the LSU baseball world on Friday. Tommy Tanks. If you don't know Tommy Tanks, his name is Tommy White. Freshman sensation from NC State. Transfers in. Transfer portal. Simultaneously, it seemed like, you had the pitcher from Vanderbilt. Transfers in. Christian Little. Big right-hander. Has first-round potential, they'd say. Then you go through the weekend all happy. You watch Ole Miss win the College World Series, which good for them. Good for Mike Bianco. Like, look, listen. If you're mad that Ole Miss won Omaha, like, okay. But you have to be happy for Coach Bianco because, I mean, LSU guy, LSU catcher, like, he's been there, hasn't won it, finally got through it. Good for him. You get to today, and you hear the news that LSU baseball hired Wes Johnson he took him away from the big leagues, from the Minnesota Twins. Now, Wes Johnson, if you're wondering why you know the name, Wes Johnson he was at Mississippi State, right. Then he was at Arkansas, and then he took the big league job, pitching coach job from college, which is unheard of. Goes out there, coaches, or as a pitching coach for the Twins. Jay Johnson says, well, you know what? I'm going to go out and get that guy. Goes out, gets him to come to LSU, leaves in the middle of the season from a Major League Baseball team who was in first place in their division. He leaves. He comes all the way back to LSU. Everybody's like, well, he must be getting paid the house. Like, he must be making a whole ton of money. And then you see the offer and you see the term sheet and you're like, well, he's really not making much more than he was making in professional baseball. So I don't know what Jay Johnson sold him. I don't know what he said. I'm glad he did it because this is the best pitching coach out there. This is the best pitching coach probably in all of professional and college baseball. And so LSU baseball continues to win the offseason. They continue to do the things necessary to get to that spot. I went back and forth a little bit today, text messaging Jay Johnson a little bit, talking about how
whispering sweet nothings.
Yeah, talking about how happy I am what he's doing, and I respect that they go and get it. You know, buttering it up a little bit, but he responded. And he's like, I'm committed and focused on going get number 7, and and that's what he's doing. He's obviously doing a really good job with that, and so we're gonna get more into that. Obviously, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Angels Mariners brawl. Love a good brawl. Love a good big league brawl. And this was a great one. I think this was had a little bit of everything. You had your star who had a broken hand throwing punches with his other hand. It was good. It was good. But our friend Eric Biggio is in the room. We're going to take a 30-second break. We're going to regroup, and we are going to introduce ourselves and talk about what we're going to talk about so that y'all can have a great show. Give us 30 seconds. You're watching MIk'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame. At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame.
Yep.
Welcome back to MIk'd Up. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. I'm excited to talk to our next guest. Eric Biggio is the head baseball trade at Caesars Sportsbook. So if you have a problem with the lines that are set and the odds and the juice, then he's the guy that you have to take it up with. So now we have him so you can put a face to it. We're going to talk a little bit about betting so that you can make some more money. I feel like I've been pretty good recently, but I would like to get better. So that's why he's on here, so we can educate ourselves so that we can have better bets. Thanks for coming on, Eric.
Mike, thanks for having me on.
How has the baseball betting world been? Obviously betting is kind of a new thing down here. Not betting in general. Everybody's sports betting, but the legalized sports betting with the sports books has been new. Down south, it's more about football. We love baseball. We've been trying to push the baseball. How have you seen the numbers coming in for the baseball bets?
Action's been great, Mikey. Especially College World Series. I know that's a bigger thing down in Louisiana, down in the South.
Oh yeah.
We had some great action during the College World Series, so that was a lot of fun. I'm more of a Major League Baseball guy. That's what I grew up with. That's what I follow
Mikey
more.
cleaned up.
Yep.
But we had a few guys that had Ole Miss at 100 to 1.
Wow.
So that was a nice price. Yeah, a nice little present for those guys that got in on them.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the college baseball. I enjoyed the college baseball. I won some money, but I'm also trying to clean up in the professional, the MLB part of it. Right now, obviously, I just finished playing, so it was kind of taboo. You can't do it while you're playing. I didn't want to Pete Rose this thing, but now that I'm not playing,
Right.
I'm able to go out there and make some bets and kind of use my experience as far as me making picks. What have you seen? So for me, some of the coolest bets are no runs in the first inning and the first 5. Have you seen that as being a very popular bet this year with baseball, especially this is the first year baseball being legalized with sports gambling?
It's funny you mention that no runs in the first inning is definitely caught fire recently, and it's something and I understand it. It's something that gives people kind of instant action, right? You've got a winner or loser in 10 minutes. So I understand the appeal to it. And it's the amount of handle, the amount of action we get on it, it's pretty impressive compared to the more standard baseball bets like your money line, your total, the run line. It's right up there. It's top 10 right now as far as the markets we handle for baseball. So there's some pretty big decisions on a daily basis on it.
What has been the most favorite team to bet, right? Like obviously betting is a different world. So the favorites aren't always the teams that the most money is being put on, right? They want to see if they cover. I don't like betting the run lines in baseball because it's always 1.5, and baseball's so tricky. I like betting the over-unders and all of those things. What has been like a popular team that has been with a lot of money behind them?
Baseball's a streak sport, right? These teams get hot, and the people ride the hot teams. So before it was the Phillies had a win streak. Now it's Boston's on a hot streak. So people just run the hot teams and fade the teams that are going bad. We can't ride a bet on the A's right now. The Athletics, we can't write a bet on them. So, we just know going in every day we're going to need the A's, and whoever's playing the Yankees, we're going to need the other side. So there you go. There it is.
They're rocking a hard place.
Basically. Yeah. So today, go ahead.
No, sorry. Keep going.
No, so today is the ultimate matchup, right? Yankees versus the A's. Right now, the ticket count, I'm not exaggerating, it's about 20-1 on the Yankees. So, about $200,000 worth on the Yankees as opposed to, not even 10 on the A's. So,
Wow.
So
Now, you know what's gonna happen too, right? Is the A's are gonna win somehow. That's how it's going to work.
One out of these 3 games, right? That's all the bookmaker can hope for, but it is what it is.
So if you bet all 3, you have a shot.
You have a shot.
That's what I'm hearing.
You have a shot.
That's it. That's right. Yeah, I don't advise people to start betting that, especially if you're just getting into it, like some of your audiences. I wouldn't advise betting the bad teams right off the bat. You kind of pick your spots there, right?
So you're saying just getting into it, right? Which is that's a good segue into my next question. Is if you're a new bettor, or you're a person who is trying to learn the betting system, but they want to put some action on it, what's the best way to start as far as like baseball betting?
That's good. The what I advise people for, that people, I want to get into betting, I don't know anything about baseball. They're confused with the money lines and whatnot. I said, just follow your team. If you're an Astros fan, follow the Astros. You don't, worry yourself about all 30 teams just yet, and just kind of follow your team and pick your spots, saying, hey, this pitcher's going well. I think you might be a little undervalued, and you might be a little undervalued in the market, and make a bet there. Or if you have a favorite player, now, with betting expansion, what's been great is the expansion of markets as well. Now there's bets on, not only your top players that hit a home run, but everybody in the lineup, right? So if you think, Kyle Tucker's going to have a big game, you can bet on him to have a big game. So something like that, that's what I advise people. If you're a fan of a team, pick a player and bet on that player or follow that team, and then you can kind of get into following the whole league.
Have prop bets on the home runs been a big thing? Because that's a very hard thing to predict, right? And we actually, earlier in the season, in the baseball season, being a baseball player, for me, if I'm going to take a prop on a guy that hit a home run, I'm going to take a prop on a guy like Stanton or Judge or Rizzo or, Freddie Freeman or someone, and wait till they're like a couple games in a row with a home run and say, you know what? Usually these home run hitters at that time, they are probably good if they get 2 in a row, they're probably going to have a third one. What goes into those odds, and has that been a popular prop bet that you've seen?
Yeah, it's extremely popular. People like betting on human achievement, right? They want to root for the players to do well. So something like that. And you're absolutely right. The home run hitters, they're streak hitters too, right? They get hot and, all of a sudden they pop off. They hit 4 home runs in a series kind of thing. We price it according to the matchups, right? So if somebody's facing Verlander,
right,
the odds of hitting the home runs are going to go up. Whether, they're facing a soft toss and lefty, you might have a shorter odds on something like that. So, as a former ball player yourself, which pitchers you've got a good shot at hitting a home run off. If the conditions are right, if you're playing in Wrigley Field with the wind blowing out 30 degrees, I could probably hit one out to left field if I hit it on the screws.
Well,
right?
Colorado too.
That's it. There's another one. Another one. That's it. So yeah, all that kind of fun stuff. So yeah, that's a fun one with baseball betting. Players that hit a home run, pitchers that have over under on strikeouts, that kind of thing. That's the fun stuff.
I got a question. As far as where you talk about pretty much like instant gratification, like looking through it and seeing people, I would imagine that, if you wanted to sit there and watch a game and kind of bet a little bit, how much play do you guys get on the next batter up situation? I feel like that could be one where people will kind of get crazy for it after watching a game. And like you said, instant gratification kind of wins a lot for people. How much do you think people enjoy that one?
For the next batter up, you said?
Yeah.
Just like kind of in-game wagering?
Yeah, like in-game
wagering.
As you're watching, yeah.
Yeah, in-game wagering is absolutely huge. It's growing by the, when I first started in the industry, I'm old, guys. So, I've been doing this for over 20 years now. Back in Europe, when they've got more experience with it, they would tell me, in-game tennis blows your Super Bowl away. I said, you guys are crazy. They said in the handle, we take 3 times more money on in-play than we do on pre-match. Wow. And that's the way it's going in the U.S. too, is people, they want action as the game's going. So the bet on the next pitch to be a home run or a double, the next at-bat outcome. So what's going to happen in the next inning, that's growing more and more as we progress.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just want to call you out on something real quick, Mr.
Oh wow!
Because
wow.
I mean,
fire away.
You went with the classic trope of if you haven't gambled before and you don't know what to do, bet on your favorite team, which goes against the entire tenets of every gambler ever, which is to not bet with your heart and to bet with your mind. So I want to warn all the listeners out there: don't buy the goods that Mr. Bijou is selling for that particular statement.
Good point.
Well, speaking of, what is your team?
I'm a Mets guy.
So you've been winning today this year.
That's why the lines have been so short on the Mets.
If he bets on his team, he's been winning.
I'm a Mets and Jets guy, so bring on all the hate you want.
I mean, I'm not gonna really hate. There's not much hate.
You can't really hate on the Jets right now. I can't.
The proof is in the pudding. There's not much hate.
Misery loves company.
That's it. That's for sure.
That's it.
Baseball.
But what I do.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. So just real quickly. So what I do a lot, and my brother gives me a hard time, but if the Mets have a big game, I'll bet against them. I do the emotional head bets all the time, especially if it's an important game. I'll put $50 the other way, and my brother says, I'll be drying my tears with 20s if I win the bet.
Is that to lessen the pain? Is that to lessen the pain? Like, hey, if they lose, at least I know I win something.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I have been there.
Hey, don't tell Fireman Ed.
I've been there.
Right.
Baseball is such a unique sport because you play so many games and you travel every day, basically, right? So, like, you're at home, you're at a 3-game series, and you're traveling, and you may play for 10 days straight without an off day. Does the traveling and the time zone changes and the amount of time you're on the road, does that go into how the lines are set?
Yeah, 100%. And day game after night game is a big one. So these guys that play in the Sunday night baseball and then they've got to travel and then play a game Monday, that's a tough one. So that definitely goes into the handicap. And the other one as well is the first game home off of a long road trip. So these guys, they just spent the whole, a week out west. They come back home. The wife's giving them a hard time. The kids are, giving them a hard time. They're working on, that's it. And they're working on 2 hours of sleep. That's usually a rough one for the first game off a long road trip. So that's a couple. That definitely goes into the number as well.
Especially if you've got Bartolo Colon on the bump because he just left his other family.
Has there been somebody this year that's like, you talk about matchups and talk about pitching, like the matchups between the pitchers, and obviously that goes a long way into like creating the lines and setting those types of things. But have you seen a guy that is an elite pitcher on the mound, but for some reason or another this year it's kind of been an anomaly, and like when he pitches, like he's not doing what people would expect him to do in the betting world?
The guy out the first one I can think of outside the gate, right out the gate, was Garrett Cole. He just came. He just looked awful in April. I don't know what it was. He had that sticky tack stuff or whatever. He just wasn't. He just wasn't
Right.
himself. You could
Right.
tell, and he was a huge favorite in almost every game. So there was good value betting against him. But now recently he's kind of regressed back to, he's found his form. So I don't know, maybe it was just the cold weather or whatever was going on with him. But yeah, he was the one that I could think of that just wasn't himself as a pitcher. Right now, the guy that just has all the talent in the world and I just don't get is Snell on the Padres.
Yeah,
The
I
guy is
play with
just,
Blake.
you
I
know.
It's been like
did
that
you?
for like the past year and a half too. Right?
Yeah, it's crazy because he was like 2 years ago. He was the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
He was, and they took him out in that World Series game, right? He was dealing, and he pulled him a little bit early, and ever since then it seems he just hasn't been himself. So he's one tough to figure out.
Have you noticed? Has there been any hitter this year that is, for whatever reason, at home and or away, whichever one it is, has just been like absolutely on fire, and then you get him in the opposite, and he hasn't done pretty much anything this year?
The biggest one for me, and I hopefully the numbers back it up, but Ohtani at home just seems so comfortable, right? He hits these bombs, and against KC, what do you have, 8 RBIs that one game? Right. But in the Bronx on the big stage, he just looked to shelve himself. He got racked a little bit when he was on the hill. He just didn't seem comfortable at the plate. So he's one I think's got some pretty, just that I can think of off the top of my head for home road splits. But as far as numbers, I don't know guys off the top of my head. The big disparities.
Going back to a little bit of what you were talking about with home and road splits and long road trips, how many people do you think actually take that into consideration aside from when you have two former Major League Baseball players that are looking at lines going, oh, wait, because that's the first thing that Mikie brings up. It's like, oh, they're coming off a 4-day road trip. They're going back home. Or, there's certain cities that they're playing in. Like Mikie goes, ooh, that's a good place to, like, have a good time. Things like that. Like, I feel like common gamblers don't take that into consideration. How much do you feel like y'all clean up on that end? We're like, oh, they have no idea what they're, like, the minutia of it all.
No, that's a great point. And the recreational gamblers, they don't look into it at all. So it's the sharper guys, the sharper bettors that do kind of pick up on that stuff. But the recreational bettors, they just look at the bet odds and they say Yankees. Why are Yankees only $1.60 favorite in Kansas City? Well, they had a Sunday night game in Chicago, and they're probably working on 2 hours of sleep or whatever it is. So that that's why the price is cheap, and where the recreational bettor might not pick that up.
All right.
So we talked about traveling, and we talked about. I lost my train of thought for a split second.
He went back to the road trip, I think, in his brain.
But we talked about the traveling. We talked about, earlier we talked about the first 5. And I want to kind of go back to the first 5 because the way baseball is going, the way the analytics are with baseball, right, is they don't want the pitchers to see a lineup 3 times through. And usually that's 5-ish innings. Have you seen, like, is that a reason why the uptick has been in the first 5 is because you really are betting on the starting pitching, and then after that, the bullpens are kind of like a crapshoot?
Exactly. That's a true result, right? Just a quick handicapping story or a gambling story.
I love them.
A buddy of mine that just had he had the worst luck with baseball, and it was always seemed to be 7th, 8th, or 9th innings where these bullpens would just blow the lead. And this was when the first 5 innings started coming out, that wage started coming. He goes, you know what? I'm just betting first 5s. I can't handicap these bullpens. I've had enough of these bad beats, and that's all he does now. So you can still get the bad beats in the first 5 innings. They're still there, but it's more of a truer handicap. So I do agree with the people. If you're looking at, okay, the projected starters are going to be these guys, that's the way to go, is first 5 innings. The kind of caveat there is you got teams like Tampa that throw the starters, right? The guys that only go a couple innings.
Yeah, the opener.
That throws a whole right. So that's a whole nother.
And this is especially if you don't really follow a team and know who's hot and who's not in the pen, who's thrown, who may be thrown on a back-to-back. Sharper bettors might know this. Other guys really don't.
100%. That's where you're gonna do the deep dive and say, okay, well, who's gonna be following the starter? Is it gonna be some 6th guy out of the bullpen, or is it gonna be some guy that's got some good numbers?
Right.
how much goes into how many people are on staff, I guess, or that have similar jobs to you to be able to go out there and create these lines day in and day out? Like how much work goes into it? Because we talk about putting in the time and the work and understanding everything, and like takes a lot to do it because there's so many games to bet on every day. And obviously the casual bettor, it's hard for them to have enough time in the day to do that and probably work a job. If they're not working a job, then they're probably professional gambler and a handicapper, and I kind of want to do what they're doing. But how many people are what?
What's wrong with this job? You are a professional gambler.
I'm not a professional. If I was a professional gambler,
You've got enough time.
I do not have enough time. Back to the question. How many people do you have on staff that really go into like creating these lines and putting the numbers together?
Yeah, we just started this year where we're segmenting by team. So this is the first year where we're doing it. So we've got about 10 guys that are just focused on baseball, and which is great. And that's our number one focus because baseball is a long season, man. And, I wish I could take more time off or really disconnect, but I know every day I got to be on it, man.
Right.
If Judge hits a couple home runs, I got to adjust the total home run leader. If Bryce Harper gets hit by a pitch, I got to knock him down on the MVP. So you always got to be on it. It's a full-time grind.
Wait, so how many of y'all?
And sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No.
Sorry, my here we might get another intruder as the house cat.
Oh, the cat! There we go.
Oh, that's orange cat energy right there.
There you go.
I'll give him the
there he is. There he is.
What's his name? Her name.
Sorry about that. Simba.
There you go. Yeah, he did the Simba too. He did the Simba right to us.
Sorry about that, guys.
No, of course.
It fits the show.
It fits the show perfectly.
But I was going to ask if. How many people are actually in there sharpening pencils, doing like the actual arithmetic and the math, as opposed to a lot of this has shifted to computers, and it feels like I'm Bobby Fischer trying to beat the computer in chess, as opposed to it's me versus you, where I want to beat your brains in or get my kneecaps knocked off.
Yeah, I'm an old school guy, right? I've been doing this for a while. Yeah, I've been paper and pencil for forever. But that's the way it's going is analytics and models, and that's what really pumps up these numbers. I can't give you the price on, Luke Voigt to get a stolen base, but the algorithm can, and right. They can produce that. That's the beauty of automation and computers is that we can price up everything and anything under the sun if we just kind of plug in the lineups. It'll give us a number on everything. So we need a blend, right? The number. Here's a good quick example. So O'Neal Cruz, right, the stud that comes up for the Pirates the other day, they had priced up his odds on a stolen base at like 20-1, and we're like, no, because he's a fast kid and he has some stolen bases. The computer just didn't factor in his minor league stats, didn't know that he's got speed. So of course he gets a stolen base that day, and we had to adjust the prices. But that's kind of a combination of
take it to the cleaner.
Hey, next time that happens, can you shoot me a text and say, hey, by the way,
that's unbelievable.
Right.
I happen to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. With the season being so long, right? We had mentioned that. Do you see like post All-Star break? Do you see like things start to normalize, and obviously you can have favorites, and you can have favorites to win the Cy Young or favorites to be in the World Series, and all of these types of things, and then you play the first 100 games of the season, and obviously anything can happen. After the All-Star break is kind of like the stretch run. Do you see things start to normalize and the lines get a little tighter after that?
Yeah, absolutely. Early in the year, we just didn't know how good or bad some of these teams or pitchers or players were. Now, as you said, it gets tightened up, and especially stuff like the Cy Young and the award markets, that kind of stuff. It really becomes a battle between 4 or 5 guys, as opposed to early in the year it was 50 guys, right? So that's it definitely becomes during the dog days of August and whatnot, it becomes more. Kind of handicapping which teams are in it for the long haul and which teams are just already out in the golf course, basically.
Yeah. I appreciate all the time you're taking with us. Just a couple more questions if you have some time. So another popular bet
absolutely.
that people have been talking a lot about are the round robins. Can you explain the round robins to the amateur bettor? Because I'm still learning it. I haven't really bet too much with the round robins. What's the benefit of that, and have you seen an uptick in the round robin bets?
So you're definitely talking my language here.
There we go. Here we go.
I'm a round robin guy. Okay. So the advent of it, because just like any recreational bettor, when I started getting into it, I like doing the parlays. Who doesn't like putting $10 or $20 for the chance to win 500 or 1,000 or whatever it is? But just like anybody else, it's always that one damn team, right? It's always the one game that gets you. It's always one. So a buddy said, why don't you try doing a round robin? And I said, what's that? Well, he said, well, it's a combination of these parlays so that if you do lose only one or two, you make a profit. So that's all it is let's say you have 4 teams that you do on a parlay. Instead of doing just the one strict parlay, you do a combination of those teams.
Wow.
So that if you do a combination of team A, team B, team C, team D, and on down the line, so that you mix it up so that if you lose one game, you can still make a profit.
Huh. Wow, I'm gonna have to start dabbling in the round robins. How hard is it? I'm sure y'all have meetings all the time, and y'all are figuring out more creative ways to get people gambling, right? Like obviously you had the standard, over, under, spreads, run lines, all those types of things. But then you have the first 5, that's pretty creative. Then you have the round robins, that's pretty creative. Obviously the parlays. Are y'all constantly talking amongst each other about how to create newer types of bets that set Caesar Sportsbook apart from some of the other ones?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yes, and one of the things I brought in when I grew up back in Jersey, we did this, what was called a 13-run pool, where you just kind of randomly get a team out of the hat, and the first team that score every run from 0 to 13 wins the pool. So I said, well, just kind of like Super Bowl squares that we can now bet on, why not bet on the 13-run pool? So we're doing that. So that's a new one. There's all kinds of odds boosts that are getting thrown out that are kind of new. So if you guys have any kind of ideas, I'd love to have them, because my bosses, the thing that I love about them, they're creative. They want me to try anything new. So
Perfect.
You guys have any ideas to put up there on the odds board? We'd love to use it, and you guys can take the credit.
Well, I'm gonna hold you to that, and I know Lloyd over here he's already scheming, and he's going to maybe emailing you all night with ideas of how to make himself some money. So just give you a heads up.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Eric,
Sounds good.
I appreciate you so much for coming on here. We'd love to have you back on. Obviously, as the season gets going on, the postseason starts to get closer. We'd love to have you on here, talk some more about betting and baseball, and really just pick your brain, because you were awesome. This is awesome. You educated me. Hopefully, I'm a better bettor now because of you. Before you go, give us give us 1 or 2 bets that we need to put money on tonight. We have the late game bets, or tomorrow, or the rest of the year, whatever you want to do.
Well, the team, like I said, baseball's a streak sport. Red Sox, they're on a streak. They're playing good ball. I know they're probably a dog against Toronto this series, but I think they'll be a live dog right there. So I'm just tailing the Red Sox until it goes against me.
Okay.
And I don't know, ride the O'Neal Cruz train, man.
I like that.
The kid's a stud. Just play him in props and all kinds of that stuff. So
awesome.
Yeah, just have fun with the guys. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming on, man. We'll have you on again. Appreciate it.
Sounds good. Take care, guys.
Easy.
Got O'Neal plus 500 on Rookie of the Year. Sorry about it.
There you go.
Have a good night.
You take care. Bye-bye.
That was good.
He's great.
He's great. That was good informative stuff right there.
I think that's what some people were saying. He might have been giving away a little bit of too much information.
No. It's
A lot
all.
of that
You got to
was-
keep pressing it.
Yeah,
on.
he knows what he's doing. Hey,
gotta keep
I'm gonna
pressing
tell
it.
you, I'm gonna give away all this information so we get you in there, because odds are you're not gonna put enough work in there to make all the money. And let's be real, you're not. We're not. I fall victim to it.
Day
like,
to day, you're not.
I'll take 2 days, and I'm like, damn, I'm locking in. And the bet show it.
Even if you're on it, there'll be a day where you see a name, you know a name, you kind of have a good idea, and you just go off of with the top of your head without even really putting in the work on it.
I wanted to talk to him about the future to win the Cy Young, but for Kevin Gausman.
I sent it to him. I was like, how great would it be though if they had a bet on over/under starter length in the game? Like, when is he getting pulled, basically?
Oh, that would be.
Oh, they do have that. They have player props for pitchers.
For the amount of innings pitched?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
You got to go deep into the
But I said that's
weeds.
deep in there, though.
Well,
I like
what
that
do you
one.
want from me?
Hey, did we send our boy the email?
I did.
Boom. Hopefully he doesn't big league us before he gets here. Can't big league a big leaguer. I'm a has-been, though.
Yeah, you're
I'm a has-been.
Has been. But there's also talk of him, apparently, this is just coming from the chat, from the clubbies. Shout out. Thanks you all for being in there.
Who the clubbies? Oh,
yes.
yeah.
But they said that there's a number, and if it's hit, that they're going to very seriously consider taking the money, going to the MLB draft.
Oh, I get that. I assume that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a grad transfer, so I would assume that would be the case. Obviously.
So you could get big leagued by soon-to-be big leaguer.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Professional baseball player.
Yes.
Not yet.
Yes.
But
I'm a has-been.
Aspiring big leaguer.
Aspiring big league. But, I mean, the word that I was getting from Jay is obviously he's not anywhere near done. So I think that he knows, like, he's probably had these conversations with these guys, all the transfers that are coming in that are draft eligible. Him, this guy, the kid from Baylor, all these kids that are coming in that had the potential to go in the draft. I'm sure he is having these convos about, hey, what is it going to take? Like, what is your number so that, you know, if something were to happen, he can still go out and fill that roster spot. If
you're Jay, do you almost, I guess, oversign the class, and then if somebody,
if I would imagine, you got to use a portal kind of like a. And look, I'm not saying anything about these kids, but I would imagine he's using it on I'm banking it and I'm hoping and I have a pretty good idea that this kid's gonna make it here.
Yeah, right.
You know, because of the unknown already on your own squad and who.
Here's my question, and I probably should know this because we're a sports show and we probably should know this, but is Tommy Tanks a draft eligible sophomore? He is not, right? Okay, I did not think so. That's good. That means we get him for 2 years.
Yeah, because we had when we did the players show, the players lounge, what have you. Blake Money commented on it. He's like, oh, he's kind of in the Dylan Cruz of, damn, you have to be here for another year after this.
Yeah, right.
Which sucks for you, great for us.
He has to be in there for 2 more years.
Right, that's what we say, another year after this
year. Yeah. Right. Hey, listen, when you get hot,
college is the best time of your life, boys. Enjoy it.
It is, but when you get hot, like if you have a really good freshman year and you back it up with a really good sophomore year like Dylan Cruz did, like that junior year is fun, but you're like, damn, what else do I need to do? Like, no, just give
me. The thing is, though, but he's different, man.
I know,
and he's different in the sense of where you're like, the tools check out on everything, and the track record is so good. He would literally, like, the bus would have to be.
Yeah, he'd have to fall off a cliff,
like literally off of like a large cliff.
No doubt.
For people to start doubting what he's done so far.
No doubt about it. I regret not making my bets after talking to him. Now he's got me back on the betting. I got to set a time, an hour every day, to really lock it in.
What, early in the day or what? How early?
Early. I need to do it early in the morning.
Yeah.
That's when my brain works the best, I think.
Yeah.
Early in the day, have my bets, send them out on paper because Lloyd doesn't like when I don't use paper, pen and paper.
You just talk to a pen and paper guy.
But he told you where the game was going, right? He told you it was going to analytics and computers.
Yeah, but not really. He doesn't believe. There's always going to be pen and paper men.
Jay, just because I don't show the pen and paper on the screenshot that I sent to you doesn't mean that it's not pen and paper.
You said it yourself. You're like, there's times I don't lock it in.
No, there's only a couple times I did it, but the one of the 2 times I won 500, you didn't lose any money off me.
I didn't bet him. I need to see effort, results.
You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. You want me to be the guy on social media posting about how hard I'm grinding, working out in the gym, just so you just know I'm working out, even though other guys are working just as hard. They're just not publicizing because they don't need the attention.
Attitude reflects
That's what you
leadership,
want.
Captain.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
Lord, just get it going.
Are we gonna? Hopefully he gets in here. Hopefully he gets in the chat.
Oh, he's here.
He's in.
Oh, he's here.
He's in. All right, we're gonna take a 30-second break.
Break.
Take a 30-second break. Creighton grad transfer in the studio. on video, not actually in the studio, on video call.
Look at his picture face he's got. Look at that.
Oh, he's locked in.
He's locked in.
He's locked in. All right,
First
we're going to
pitch
take a
at what
30-second break. 30-second break. We'll be right back. You're watching MIk'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Holds 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become a life of the party. You're welcome. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats. Office of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injuries, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. MIk'd Up, we're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. I'm gonna punch Lloyd right in the face. The next guy we got on, we're rapid fire on the guest today on Monday. It's a hot Monday. Really excited. I told you about all of the transfers we got coming in. We have Creighton grad transfer. Dylan, I don't want to mess your last name up. Can you please tell me how to pronounce it? Because my last name has been messed up a bunch of times, and I want to give you the respect. I do not want to mispronounce it. Can you tell me how to pronounce your last name?
Yes, it's Tebrake.
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 Dylan Debrock, Creighton grad transfer, not in studio, on video call in our studio. And we're going to have some fun. Dylan, thanks for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me on.
Tell me a little bit about your journey, man. How did you end up at LSU? Obviously, you're at Creighton. You're an enormous human being. Obviously, we see that in the video. You're a grad transfer. You're at Creighton for a few years. You came here. What made you want to choose LSU, and what was the pitch that Jay Johnson gave you to come here?
Yeah, so after this year, I was just looking for something different. I've been at Creighton for 4 years, even though I'm going to be a senior, obviously. And yeah, I entered the portal early June, and within 2 days, I had committed to LSU. I just liked everything that Jay had to say, and Jason Kelly as well, who's gone now. And yeah, I just felt like I'd be a good fit here. I heard need a lot of pitching depth, and so that's somewhere where I feel like I could fit in.
What are your feelings on our new pitching coach? Got to be ecstatic, right?
Well, for sure, yeah. I'm a big Minnesota Twins fan. I grew up in Minnesota, so yeah, I was pretty stoked to see Wes Johnson get hired.
Yeah, it's he went from college straight to the big leagues. Obviously, I have some. Rocco Baldelli used to be my first base coach in Tampa. Awesome dude up there in Minnesota. And so I kind of followed him a little bit, and to see what Wes did there in the big leagues right away is impressive. And then obviously to come back to college is unbelievable. What have they told you about the future plans for you? What do they expect out of you coming into LSU? And have they told you a little bit about what to expect about Louisiana? Because you're from Minnesota. Minnesota.
All right then. Okay then, boys.
It's a little bit different than Louisiana, and not in a bad way. Just it's a little bit warmer down here, a little bit more humid. The food's a little different. Have they given you have they kind of trained you and told you what to expect coming down?
He's told me a little bit about it and how like there'll be 12,000 fans every game and stuff, and which is something I'm not used to. We'd usually get like 2,000 or 3,000 at most of our games at Creighton.
Right.
So that's something I'm super excited about, obviously. And being from Minnesota, Nebraska, the Midwest area, I'm not used to like some of the, I guess, different things about Louisiana and the South. But no, I'm excited.
No snow. We have no snow down here.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Sometimes, most of the time, no snow. There's not the snow that you're used to. That's for sure.
Wait, so you talk about a quick process into the portal within 2 days committed. Have you taken a trip down here yet, or is that something you're doing soon? Like, what's the update on that situation?
I have not been down yet. No. I'm going to see what happens with the draft and then kind of go from there.
Okay.
It's
not a bad time to miss right now because it is ridiculously hot.
Don't listen to them. It's a normal heat. It's just you get acclimated very well. Don't turn them off.
Listen, this guy's going to be in playing professional baseball. He's not going to be here in the summer.
Yeah,
so
Dylan,
relax.
This is not normal. Whatever you pitch in, it won't be this.
Yeah. Speaking of the draft, that was my next question is, what does the draft look like? Obviously I'm not asking for your number or anything like that. I know how all that works, but I'm sure you have a number in mind. You have a round or a place to get drafted in mind that if you get taken here, you're going to go. What have you been hearing about the draft? And, what do you expect with it? Was it 2.5 weeks away?
Yeah. So the crazy thing is so last year I was draft eligible sophomore. And I honestly thought I was going to get picked and I didn't. So this year I'm kind of in the same boat. I had a little better year this year than last year, so I feel more confident in it. But yeah, like you said, like if I don't get the number that I feel like I'm worth, then I plan on coming back to school for another year.
I think the beauty about the way college baseball is now, it's a little different than when I was coming out. Is they didn't have the strict slot, right? Like they didn't have the hey, you get drafted here, you have that amount of money, and I feel like if you go out there and you perform, even if you're a senior. And you don't really have as much leverage. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's just this is my perception. If you go out there and you perform and you say, hey, I have elite stuff and I'm really good, and a team says, well, I can't let this guy fall because he's a senior. I have to draft him in the second round, third round, whatever. It seems like they get paid more now than they did usually in the past just because of the strict slot. Am I wrong off that, or is that kind of what you've been seeing?
No, for sure. Like obviously being a fourth-year junior, I've lost a little bit of leverage because I am 22. But like you said, yeah, like in case like they don't want to let you fall, like they're going to take you high enough to where you're not going to get completely screwed over like money-wise.
Yeah, no doubt. The beauty of baseball right now, big league baseball, is they're not doing the old school, hey, we're going to hold these prospects in the minor leagues for long and let them develop. Like, no, if they perform, they're going to shoot up through the system and get an opportunity. If they're good enough, they're not. It's no more, hey, get ready. It's more get ready in the big leagues now, which I think bodes well for guys in your position that are a little bit older but have really good stuff. Did you grow up? Obviously, LSU has kind of been a mainstay in Omaha, in that area. Did you grow up watching LSU at all? Like, obviously you knew who they were, but a lot of people from up north around that area grow up as like kind of LSU fans because for a while LSU is in Omaha for so many years.
Yeah, it's always kind of been a dream school of mine, but being from a super small town in Minnesota, like I obviously knew that I had no shot at going there out of high school. But
said no shot.
In Minnesota, when do you get outside? When do you get to play outside?
Bro, check out the snowball.
When do you get to play outside?
April, May, and June. That's about it. That's our high school season.
And maybe barely April, probably. Yeah. God, That's miserable. Were you a hockey player?
No, never played
hockey. I'm not a hockey guy.
Me either. I'm not a hockey guy either.
If you don't mind, take us a little bit into what happened with the pitch with Jay Johnson, because he's obviously been leveled to us as a ace recruiter. We weren't sure of what kind of message he sends in terms of how he sells it to not only recruits but now transfer portal guys. Was it a lot of you're born in Minnesota, you played at Creighton, come up to LSU, people don't really know who you are.
Come down.
Come down.
Yeah,
Come on down.
Yeah,
Come
down.
on down to LSU.
He's not Canadian.
Well, that's just basically the same accent if you hear both of them. But, French fries and gravy, sir.
This is Lloyd, by the way.
Yeah, that's my producer. That's my producer.
This is Lloyd, by the way.
This is how the cheer goes. But was Jay Johnson's message more of come put on the purple and gold, come represent for LSU, and then have some of that exposure that comes with being a part of LSU?
Yeah, I mean, all that had to do with me making my decision. Him talking about some of the NIL stuff it's crazy. Like, we don't have that at mid-majors.
Right.
So that's become, like, obviously a huge recruiting tool as of late. That and, like he's saying, 12,000 fans will be at most games. Like I said, like, I'm not used to anything like that. Some of the other stuff that he said, he's talked about Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan being potential first rounders next year. So that get me in front of, like, scouting directors and GMs, whereas this year was more like area scouts and cross checkers. Right. So
no doubt.
All of that went into making my decision.
Nice. Can you talk to us about for the people we've gotten to see a couple of highlights and stuff like that and kind of put eyes on you a little bit. Can you talk about the actual pitcher that you are, or how you see yourself, for the people listening to know what is possibly coming here if things work out this way?
Yeah. So, like last year, my sophomore year, as a Friday night guy at Creighton, I was like a pitch to contact, kind of trust my defense guy. And then this year was more so of like a power pitcher, strikeout pitcher, I guess.
What went into that?
What
went into that transformation?
How'd that happen?
Yeah, what went into that transformation?
For me, it was like a jump in my stuff is what helped me to strike out a lot more guys this year, I guess.
Did you train? Because obviously you have all of these like throwing programs, and you go to drive lines and all these types of things. Like, did you do anything specifically? Say, hey, like with an emphasis, like I'm gonna generate more velocity, and I'm gonna do things to be able to throw harder, or does that just kind of come naturally?
So I spent the off season with a corporation called Tread Athletics. It made a pretty significant jump in my both fastball and slider velocity. So I feel like that's what helped a lot.
Are you a big spin rate guy? Like, do you focus on the spin rate?
Strikeout numbers. Something. I mean, like any off season, like that work on it, and then in season, I kind of just like compete.
Right. Yeah.
But like, I just think like naturally I spin the ball pretty well. Like my slider, I don't know if you guys know anything about spin rate, but my slider's been up to 3,100 spin, which is like pretty rare.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, like the majority of teams like are looking at me as like a fastball slider reliever, even though I've been a starter my whole college career.
I mean, would that be that's probably your best pitch, right? Then if 3,100, with that type of spin and the fact that you've increased your slider velocity, like that's probably, I mean, they're considering that like a plus pitch, right?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See,
Hey,
I can speak in scout talk.
Well, yeah. Well, here's a question then for something that's been kind of new for you this year. I mean, everyone kind of goes through their little bit of a funk, whether your numbers show it or not. Really, honestly, was that something the things you worked on in the off season? Was it something that was pretty easy for you to maintain throughout the year?
Yeah, it was more so just like sticking with it. I didn't get off to the greatest start this year, and then kind of as the year went on, I think the weather has a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Like once we're playing 70, 80 degree games, it's a lot easier than 30, 40 degree games. And like I had so much better feel for my slider, and that's when my strikeout numbers went way up the last 2-3 months of the year.
Nice.
Dylan, listen, I appreciate you coming on. I don't want to keep your time. We just have a couple more questions. Do you have anything you want to ask? You're done with your questions, Lloyd? I know you may have scared him away.
I don't think so. I think I'm the one that's keeping him here.
Oh,
you're talking about all sorts of hot weather. Yeah,
it's all perspective.
Come down for a fall football game and see if we can't change
that is something that, look, if I can,
you can't put a price on that.
I'm not telling you to pass the draft up. I'm not. Listen, I want everybody to get paid and make their money. But if it is a tough decision and you don't know what to do, come down to a football game, and that may sway you to say, hey, let me go and dabble with the old college life down there in Baton Rouge for a year.
Just ask what happened to Kevin Gosman.
Yeah. I had to take Kevin Gosman on a recruiting trip. He ended up not signing, came to LSU.
He's done pretty well, I think.
Interesting.
No, we're just messing, man. I'm looking forward to watching you play, whether it's in Baton Rouge or in minor league baseball, and then eventually in the big leagues. Selfishly, obviously, I want to see you here for a year to help us go out there and win a national championship. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. I know it's it's a little bit later on in the evening, but you're great, man. You're awesome. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person. When you get down here, hopefully come in the studio and we have a little laughs and some fun. But again, Dylan, I appreciate you coming on, man, and good luck. Best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, man. Anytime. Are we off?
No.
Is he off?
No, he's still on. Still see him. Hello.
Hey.
He just hung up.
No, he hung up. Now he's off.
He's off.
I
Okay.
think he's off to the big leagues, what it feels like.
I mean, I assume he's been there for 4 years. So like, it's gonna. I mean,
It's a
if
leverage
he's
game.
if he's increase his velocity in his fastball and he has those numbers with a slider, it's gonna be tough. It's tough to keep him. I hope we keep him. It'd be great.
It's going to be tough for him to miss whatever that number/draft spot is for him.
Yeah.
If I would imagine.
Yeah, he.
do you
I
mean?
mean,
He seems like a pretty smart guy. If he's, increased velocity, increased spin rate, had better numbers, like.
and having the disappointment of not being drafted the year before.
Yeah, not being like he knows he missed a leverage year, big leverage year for him, and there wasn't anything he can do about that. He seems like he's got a pretty good idea of where
He wants to go.
he wants to go,
He's
or
a
where
senior,
he
but
could go.
COVID helped
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Because now he's not. He's technically a junior, right? Like, he was 4 years, but he's a COVID junior, which means he's graduated. So he has a senior season. So technically, he has that extra year of a little bit of leverage. Like, they have to buy him out of a year of college now, and not
So
being
this
a
is
senior.
this
See what I'm
is his
saying?
money year.
sort of. I mean,
No,
last year
I
was his
mean,
money year because that's 2
yeah.
years
Yeah,
technically.
that's what I meant.
But like they look at age and all these things. But for
He's
Of
lost
course.
leverage in the sense of, like he said, he's older.
yeah, but like he
age-wise.
still has a year to negotiate from. Like
Yeah.
hey, you have to buy me out of going to LSU. Like now, you're getting me because not many people maybe got to see me, and you have a chance to get me when I have the ability. You've seen the ability, but not everybody I may not be a household name.
And he could use the LSU offer as leverage to be like, look, the LSU coach Jay Johnson
Well, yeah,
sees
but
something in me.
I don't
that his
even.
father
And I'm
said.
about to say, I literally have no clue what his draft perspective is. But I would imagine if teams know those numbers and saw those numbers and it's done well, he's going to be someone's steal.
Especially if he obviously his strikeout numbers were up, right? Like high, like he was a strikeout pitcher and power guy. And I'm not necessarily like, oh, hey, Jay Johnson sees this in me. I think the leverage is, hey, you have to pay me enough for me to bypass going to play for LSU for a year, being able to make the postseason, pitching in prime time against the best competition, and showing how good I really am, right? And with the best competition out there, right? Like that's the leverage. That's what they're buying him out of.
And it's one of those things too now where it's a lot easier to like put a real grade on what guys can do by these numbers they were able to get, and then now match it with traditional numbers to where, like I said, or like he said, his spin rate numbers, his velo numbers, and all that stuff is on a huge uptick. He could be someone's steal at whatever spot it is pretty easily.
And here's the other thing about it, right? Like, is he was, he's always pitched in Minnesota, and like you said, it's cold for a long time. He starts to pitch better towards the end of the year. It's not going to be as cold here, obviously, and it's going to be warmer here for a lot longer. But you also have Wes Johnson coming in, right? And so Wes, the beauty about Wes Johnson, he's got a little recoil.
He's a psychopath.
Oh,
Right back.
wow. I love that.
Right it back. That didn't surprise me. What was that?
He's like super calm on interviews. He had
the Stone Cold
you
look
could-
in his face.
You could tell.
Oh God. That's a violent spin.
Wow.
Put it in the dial.
But having Wes Johnson here, right? Like Wes, from what I've been told, the people that I've talked to in the baseball world is Wes Johnson as a pitching coach when he's in college would not necessarily say, okay, hey, we need to go out and spend a whole bunch of money and give scholarships to a bunch of these pitchers. Bring these guys in that have some ability, have the ability, that are good. Give them like whatever the amount we need to get them, like not too much, but like give them like whatever the minimum or whatever it is. bring them here, and I will develop them into being legitimate, like, ace-type stuff. And to me, like, to have that combination of a guy who's confident enough in the way he develops the staff and develops his pitchers, plus bringing in, you know, talented guys, I think that's like
it's one thing to say.
Perfect storm.
It's one thing to say it too. I think it's fair to say Wes's track record is pretty firm.
I mean, listen, he went from college to the big leagues.
Straight to the big leagues, and then with the big league team, firm.
They're the 11th. They have the 11th best ERA in the league. They're sub-4.
Yeah.
They're a team that shouldn't be in first place. I don't think anybody anticipated them being in first place. They are in first place. And then all of a sudden he says, you know what, I'm out. Mid-season, I'm out. I'm going back to college. I would love to meet him and get him on the show and see what went into that decision of why he decided to leave professional baseball to come back to college. But I'm very happy. I love the fans of other schools that want so hard to like look at the negatives, like, oh, you know, he wears out these pitchers. I'm like, where? I mean, all the guys that were at Arkansas were like top 4 rounders. Like, he had all these guys that get drafted. Like, I mean, just because you're upset that we got a guy, you know, I mean, I get it. You're fans of other schools. Like, that's whatever, but don't be a hater. You know what I mean? But I think
you can go ahead and see, like, for anybody that wants to say he's worn out pitchers or doesn't have the ability to read his pitching staff, look at the comments from Chris Archer, who was dead and buried before.
Very true.
Wes
very
Johnson
good,
got
very
on
very
staff.
true.
Because Wes is one of my biggest advocates. We do a lot of work, mental and physical, in between starts. We start talking a few days in advance. We put together a plan and we execute. He's just happy for me. Really, at the end of Saturday's start, we're just trying to reflect on the week and the outing and the season, and I'm really starting to take all that in and what he's taught me. Like, okay, yeah, he's
that's a major league pitcher,
leaguer.
An all-star.
Yeah.
He made the all-star team one year. Like,
that had to
whose
refine
name
his
you
game.
haven't really heard in the last 3 years.
who has been grinding to try to get back to his old
yeah.
form, and he has pitched very well this year.
Yeah.
Relative to what he's been, you know, like, and he has gone from pitching coach to pitching coach to pitching coach. He even was in Tampa. Like, Tampa is known for developing their pitching staffs. And he gets to Minnesota and new faces, new guys, new language, whatever the pitching, whatever is going on, it clicked with him. And he started throwing really well again. And you're like, well, that's one guy. Like, no, happened at Mississippi State, happened at Arkansas, and it's happened at the highest level with some of the people who aren't as moldable as college kids, right? Like, you're in the big leagues and you're getting paid all this money and you've made 50, 60, 70, 80 million dollars, and you've always been told, like, damn, you're really good. You have a nasty slide. You throw 98 miles an hour. Like, you're Chris Archer, you're this, you're whoever. Like, that's hard to, like, come in there from being a college guy and say, okay, hey, this is what I think you need to do. This isn't working for you. We need to change it. What do you mean we need to change it? You're in college. You don't know what you're talking about. Instead, he gets all these guys to buy into him and do what he's saying, and they've all improved. Like, to me, that speaks, you know, that says a lot about how he
obviously can communicate very well, so I think that's it's very key when it comes to teaching and molding and helping and kind of pushing along people to a higher position of whatever they already were.
We got the Twins from 13th in ERA to 6th.
He's their 6th right now in the league?
Yeah. So, obviously, like I said, everything that there's a reason that he was very highly coveted by Major League Baseball. I think he's the only coach to go straight from college baseball directly into Major League Baseball. And now he's the only coach to go from Major League Baseball back to college in this short of a span.
But
that's what I was going to ask you. Is there something warranted to him being like, I just kind of like coaching college baseball?
Maybe. I mean, he may like that, and listen, I thought maybe it had something to do with, like, maybe he didn't like the way that, you know, the way professional baseball was going as far as, like, analytics or things like that, but I don't think that's because, like, I know Rocco Baldelli. He was my first base coach, and he's pretty, like,
hands off.
Yeah, like, he's a very good dude. Like, he allows the guys to kind of have their own personality and do their own thing, and, like, he gives a lot of trust to his staff. And so I think that, like, I don't think that was the issue. Maybe he just likes the fact that he can go down to college, he can mold and grow and develop these kids from a younger age. I don't know.
Maybe this is a place he's always wanted to coach at too. You just never know. Maybe this was the opportunity he saw. Hey, I'll never have this opportunity again if I don't take it now.
Because he was circling around the SEC, Mississippi State, Arkansas, then you get the LSU call, and it's like, how could I not? Are you a little surprised, both of you? I mean, maybe you can get rid of them when you're done with video calls.
I know, it's just bugging me. I want them to work. They're gonna work. I'm gonna get better at them.
Okay.
New headset, people.
Yeah, it works.
I'm working on it.
But is it something to, like, is the allure of LSU still a thing? Like, I understand.
Of course.
I think it's always a thing. But I am surprised. I'm not gonna say I'm not, like that. You just don't see that happen much. So yeah, definitely surprised at it.
I just like when they said who's gonna be the pitching coach. I wouldn't even have him on the list.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
That's
hard
30.
to form
There's
a
30
list.
names. Well, there's 30 names. I would have if you would have said they were on the list.
Yeah, but like people started talking about the Mississippi State guy, this guy. I'm like, I don't think anybody thought that
You're going to the bigs.
a big league pitching coach is
Do
coming.
they
And,
have
and the best part, not only was it a big league pitching coach, it's been a big league pitching coach who's had a ton of success in college. That's hard, right?
Do they have a prior relationship at all? Like, do they
I
know
don't
each other?
know.
Have they worked
I
together
mean,
anywhere?
I don't know. I mean,
That could be part of
you
it.
know who's
You never
gotta
know.
love this is RAD, Scotty. He's gotta love this because this is like a
You know who's got to love this?
This is like a Scott hire. Like, well, wait, you mean you can go get a big league pitching coach that was the best pitching coach in college a few years ago? Yeah, I think I can get him. Okay, go get him.
You know who else has got to love
Here's
this?
the checkbook, dude.
Go get 'em.
Go get on the plane.
The K lady. She probably loves this hire.
Oh, loves it. A lot of K's. Her voice may not. Her voice may be gone.
Her and Chris Giat are happy today.
And Southern Miss, they got to keep their guy.
And they got to keep their guy.
Yeah.
Maybe Southern Miss will come to our regional next year.
Oh boy, don't fire him up already.
Yeah, start it now.
I can't. This is a very, listen. It went from unprecedented hire, but it went from a disappointing end to the season to, whoa.
Doesn't matter.
We're doing some
You could
stuff
love
right now.
Jay. You could like Jay. You could hate Jay. You can't.
Can't deny what he's doing right now.
You can't knock this hire. There's no
And
knocking to
what
it.
we talked about on Friday. What he's doing is he understood the expectation at LSU. He understood that it's Omaha or bust, World Series wins. Like, that is what the expectation is here. He came here for that. He embraced that. He wanted that. That's what he wanted, right? He comes in and inherits a really good team. He understands they probably underachieved. He saw some of the weaknesses. He says, I don't want to feel this again. He goes out there, makes all these different moves that he's continually still doing right now, and added the best pitching coach that nobody anticipated, which is a huge bonus. So now all he's doing is adding to the expectations, which I think he embraces. He wants, like, hey, you know what? These were the expectations. I came here. I understand it. This is what I'm doing in order to win the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, however many national championships he wants to win. He wants to create his legacy at LSU, and he wants to be remembered for a long time. And to do that, you're going to have to win championships. And he's doing everything he needs to do to put himself in a position to do that.
It's a little, I don't want to say refreshing, but it's a little refreshing to see a coach understand the weight of the program that they've inherited.
Yep.
Because a lot of times it's coaches that come in and say, give me time.
No time.
Let me put this is LSU baseball, cuz. They like, once you don't, and I felt like he knew that going in, but when he felt it once he didn't get off the regional, whenever he saw, we have a super in our sights at Alex Box, all of this is coming to fruition in my first year when I have a stacked squad. I brought in Jacob Berry, once again, welcome the pressure of bringing on people into this team. I'm not running away from what our expectations are, and he doubles down again this year, brings in a guy like, hopefully, we have our boy, Dylan, come back in. I have no idea.
You don't want to say his last name.
No, what is it, Tebrake?
Tebrake.
Tebrake.
You did it right.
Yeah, Dylan DeBrock.
Not Tebrake.
Capital
Tebrake.
Capital K.
Oh my God.
DeBrock. But he brings in people like that, brings in Tommy Tanks. Like, he's not running away from what he thinks the methodology is to win. First of which, it seems like it's offense, because I don't know where Tommy Tanks fits in if you have Jordan Thompson playing third and Cape Cod.
Here's what I think he's doing right now is he
Creating competition.
Well, he's creating competition, but he understands that offense is what he's good at. So what does he do? I can recruit. I'm going to go get the best pitching coach I can get. And so now Hugo, I'm sure he said, hey, you know what? You are running that part of the team. Like, I'm going to recruit. We're going to talk. Obviously, I'm the head coach. You fall in line a little bit behind me, but this is your pitching staff. This is your team. You do what you want to do. You see how it sees fit. As long as you're in line with the same way that I'm going about my business and you go about your business, free reign. And, that was our biggest thing. And this guy, what he is known for, Wes Johnson I'm talking about, is he's known for developing pitchers, not just finding talent and helping the talent get better. He's known for finding guys who are good and making them great, or finding guys who are average and making them good. Like he is known for developing guys, increasing velocity, doing things to make them very, very good at their job. And I think that's going to be huge because now you have a guy that is going to – I'm not saying Jason Kelly couldn't do that because I think Jason Kelly was very good. He got a head coaching job. He's obviously respected in that. But, this guy has a track record of –
There's a long track record of development, not even just managing a pitching coach, like straight up development.
I'm excited. I'm excited for next year. Hopefully we're doing this show in Omaha. Or maybe I'm calling a game in Omaha. Who knows? Maybe we'll call the game from the show in Omaha.
Yeah, we'll do like our own Manning cast. We're like, down to you, Mikey, and 1-2 count. Yeah. I did watch all of the College World Series from the umpire cam.
How do you watch it from the umpire? Just from the umpire?
They had it on like ESPN2 or stuff.
ESPNU.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, it was at 2 first when they had it on. But yeah, you could do it.
That's pretty cool. It was cool to watch it from the last out. The last pitch was from the umpire cam.
I saw back-to-back-to-backs all from the umpire's view, and he just goes, ding, ding. And
that's
like,
pretty cool. That is a cool view. Were you watching the last out of that game?
Yeah.
So 2 strikes. Guy fouls the ball off the catcher's face. He kind of stumbles back.
Into my arms.
I'm thinking to myself, like, can you imagine getting knocked out, like having a concussion, getting knocked out at that moment, and you have to go out in the biggest moment of school history and baseball program history, not being on the field as the catcher, because the catcher and the pitcher are in every single picture that is going to be outside of the ending, the finished dog pile, like the blast out, like every highlight video from Ole Miss baseball, that is going to be the scene. And then you're there and you have such a big moment, like you're such a big part of the team as being the catcher, and you get knocked out and you got to go sit down and you don't even know where you are, and then you have to sit out and you have to bring a new catcher in, and that one guy gets all that glory. I was thinking that as it was happening, this all went through my head. This all went through my head for like a 15, 20 second before he the pitch. I was like, damn, can you imagine this dude not being here, not being in that moment, catching the last out? And then I was hoping he'd strike him out so he could get that, because that's obviously he throws a nasty breaking ball and K's him out. But
he was catching when we were 7-15 in 120-degree heat. Oh no, the pitch before the pitch knocks me out.
Ole Miss hasn't made it to Omaha twice in the last they finally got through the threshold of never making it to Omaha. Made it to Omaha a couple times. Now they were terrible this year for a long time. Got real hot. Made it to the finals. You were a big part of that. All of a sudden, 1-2 pitch, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th inning. You were winning, or top of the 9th. Was it bottom or top? Whatever.
Top.
It was the top.
Top of the 9th. You get knocked out of the game and you can't finish, and your backup catcher never sniffed the field all game, gets all the glory. Gets all the glory. Good thing it didn't happen.
Your brain is twisted.
I mean, that's a big moment. Think how many times you see it.
You heard Nolan talk about it.
I feel bad. It was a team picture. We had a team picture, and our trainer, one of the trainers, not even the head trainer, student trainer.
Student assistant.
Student assistant trainer stood right in front of Nolan for the picture, so you couldn't even see Nolan in the picture.
But the funny part is, Nolan's every bit of 6'4"-ish probably. The kid was also 6'5", 6'6", so he's
right in front of him.
He's right in front of Nolan.
And you could not see him in there. It's biggest moment of my life.
No
Couldn't even see me. Couldn't even see me in the picture.
Don't even know this guy's name.
We used to mess with him all the time because down the hallway there's a big old picture, that team picture, and it's blowing up on the wall. And there's no Nolan. No Nolan. You can only see his ears in the back of him or something.
No big deal. Biggest moment of my life.
No big deal. It's fine. I didn't do anything. I was only LSU for 5 years. Didn't do anything.
Couldn't wait to win a national championship. All I saw on TV for my entire childhood. Okay, who are you?
Injuries, sweat.
I went
tears,
here. I swear I did.
2 coaches. Now you can't even see me. There's no evidence I was on those teams. It's bullshit.
Who's the guy?
Craig Shillette. I hope he's listening.
Probably not listening.
Does he know that he did it, or is he that guy?
I don't know. It's always been an inside joke to us.
Yeah,
he definitely didn't mean to do it. It's always been an inside joke to us, but I would love to know if he knows that. I think Nolan probably told him at some point.
Dude, Nolan's too nice.
No, he said something. Nolan.
Maybe a couple of vodkas.
He made a couple jokes.
But you watched LSU the last. It's crazy. It's 12 years.
That just blows my mind.
right? Like, it doesn't seem like it's been 12 years, but it's 12 years. Like, it's the longest since 1990. It's the longest stretch it's ever been.
Yeah.
You know, and so, but you go watch the highlight, you see Lewis Coleman strike the guy out, throws his glove. Micah gives him the weirdest tackle ever. He goes up and he just falls down.
They fell down like two tackling dummies hit each other. It wasn't even like humans.
And then, okay. That time, huh?
Good thing that label's there at the bottom of the screen.
What happened?
The label perfectly covered what you grabbed.
The label covered him. Don't listen to him.
But you can hear it.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared.
That's what the beauty of this. I mean,
it's the beauty of the late night.
6 to 8 show on Monday Night Football during football season.
Salute.
We're gonna have our new spot is going to be popping. Also, speaking of football season, we got something that's cooking in the kitchen, people. Like, I'm talking about not just cooking, like not past the simmer stage, past the boil stage. Like, now we're sauteing some things. We got some seasonings in there. You smell the onions and the garlic, and like things are starting to take shape. Boys and girls, football season is going to be electric for MIk'd Up. Can't really say what's going on yet because it's not technically official, but
might be a sticker associated with it.
Big time sticker.
Big sticker.
I'll tell you this: what we have planned, you can't walk into the stadium without seeing us. That's a fact, Jack. And the first event of this may happen in New Orleans.
That thing can't make it there.
Wow. Hey, to the moon, baby. MIk'd Up to the moon.
Speaking of New Orleans.
Speaking of it.
Still have our giveaways to give away.
We do have our giveaways. Tickets coming up.
For?
Both teams. Saints, preseason. And
the big one. The Florida State LSU game. And
conversations with Caesars. Our friends at Caesars Sportsbook are helping us, providing us with the resources and the tickets to give away to our loyal fans. You know, but there's some stipulations. There's some strings attached. The only string that needs to be attached, is we would like for you to use our promo code MIkedUp15. Sign up. Now, we are in works to expedite this process for you. We are getting links and QR codes to put on the screen to where you can just take your phone. And everybody, I hate doing it in the restaurants for the menus, but if I can get free money, I'll do it. Put your phone up to the promo code, highlight it, click the link. It's going to bring you right to the app that already has the promo code put in there. And so now all you have to do is sign up, upload money. You can't just sign up. You don't just get the money. That's not how that works. Like, you can't just.
You have to bet the monies.
You have to at least upload money.
Yeah.
And bet, like, you can't get a risk-free bet without betting. That's impossible.
It doesn't work that way.
Does not work. And you can't just enroll and log in and upload the code and not put any money in because it's impossible to bet with no money.
Right.
Now, it's a risk-free, so you get your money back, but you have to put money in to get money out.
And we talked a little bit about what could happen if you do one of these risk-free bets.
You want to explain it, or would you like me to explain it?
I think you did a better job of it earlier, but I want to hit on it again of what happened when somebody parlayed 3 teams with a free play and
3
what
teams.
you turned that into.
And listen, you don't have to just bet on – you can use a free bet and bet it on something. Doesn't have to be like immediate game. It can be a future, right? Now, if you want the money right away, you want it to be immediate because you don't want to wait. But this guy took the $500 free bet that he got.
Ours is $1,500.
Ours is $1,500. So think how much money he would have won if he did this. So $500 free bet. Now, I don't know if his was risk-free, but it was a free bet. This one is $1,500 risk-free, right? So you get your $1,500 in credit back. What this guy did was he put $500 down on a 3-team parlay, 3-team futures parlay. He had the Rams to win the Super Bowl, check. The Warriors to win NBA Finals, check. Avalanche to win NHL Finals, check.
Stanley Cup.
I mean, what did I say?
NHL Finals.
Yeah, NHL Stanley Cup. Yeah, Lord Stanley. $500. Yeah, put some respect on it. $500 turned into $246,000 on a free bet. So basically, did not even put money in, and now he won $250,000.
Now he can retire.
$250,000.
Or get
I mean,
divorced.
you can't retire.
He showed up. He
can't get
played.
divorced now. If you win, they get halfway.
Yeah.
She doesn't know about his account.
The IRS does.
Do they?
If you have account logged, I don't want to say this because maybe people will get scared about that.
Yeah, you're right.
They probably don't know.
The IRS doesn't know.
They don't know.
They can't be. They have way too much to do to be dabbling.
Yeah,
in
they don't. They don't know
Caesar's
about.
account.
They don't know about the
That's
official
up
Caesar's
$471.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Luscious.
look at him.
Cash my future on Ole Miss.
Look at
Ooh,
him.
what did that pay out?
Plus 900.
Yeah.
Take that.
Tickle Me Lloyd doing it right now.
That's 2 straight futures.
You've been
3 straight futures.
Futures Lloyd has been hot.
I should have put them all in a
You got the Rams
Rams
3 times.
Rams 3 times.
You had the Warriors,
Warriors,
and then you had Ole Miss.
and I had Ole Miss, and I didn't even know about hockey. I would have taken the.
I would
Lightning.
probably have taken Lightning. I wouldn't
I
have
would have
taken
taken the Lightning,
Avalanche.
but I would have been able to hedge and take the Avalanche and win some money that way. Either way,
Jack's mad that he can't bet, but Jack's didn't get his dad logged in.
I mean, this man has a tattoo. He can't bet.
No.
You got a tattoo?
Yeah.
This man has a full beard.
Oh,
He can't
yeah.
bet.
Yeah.
What are the rules? I mean, you can go to war for your country. You can't bet.
Right.
Unbelievable.
I think alcohol should be back down to 18 too.
That should be 14.
No.
16.
14.
If you can
No.
drive,
What?
if you can drive to go get
What you
it.
go? What are you?
No.
What are you gonna bet then? The lemonade sales? Like what? Are you 14?
No.
What, dude, you
Man,
don't
it's
want
about
a little
alcohol,
vodka
man.
lemonade?
Oh,
If you
boy.
can vote, you should be able to do everything.
They vodka lemonade at 14. Good.
You can
God,
vote.
boy.
You
No,
should
when
be
I
able to do
did
everything.
Gatorade vodka.
If you can vote, go in the military, and also like move across the country, go to college, you should be able to drink when you get there.
And gamble.
And gamble.
And gamble.
Mostly gamble.
Actually, you can't really gamble because you really don't have any money to gamble at 18.
But do you?
But you can make
But do you
some.
with NIL now?
Have you?
Yeah. That's a very good point. Better point than
That's
you
gonna be
think.
your neighbors next.
Huh?
That's gonna be your neighbors next.
My neighbors.
Yeah. LSU's running back is gonna be your
Yeah, true.
the
True.
way this thing's going.
Houses for sale.
It's going to buy that lot.
Instead of giving the coaches those houses, they can give the players those houses.
Do you think that...
That won't happen.
No. Do you think that the new coach moves into the hood?
I don't know.
And what do you
What
make,
if he moved into O's house?
Dude, desanitize that thing
What if
immediately.
he went from? What if it just no? He's not. He's not. Durante Jones' house is still for sale.
Move on in.
Maybe looking at it.
Y'all could be painting your nails together doing pitch signs.
Oh, you're talking about Wes Johnson. I thought you were talking about like. Oh, he ain't moving.
How
ain't
you
moving
know?
over there. I mean, maybe. I hope it'd be great. It'd be great.
Who were you talking about?
I don't know. I was talking on the football side.
Oh, no,
that's
they're
not
all
happening.
settled.
Yeah. Basketball coaches aren't yet. Not all of them.
No, we want baseball in there. I think all the baseball guys are more golf guys.
I don't know. Bo Pelini was in there all the time.
Well, no shit. Jesus.
Wait. First trip, Bo, or second trip,
No,
Bo?
second trip,
trip,
Bo.
was the
Second
We're on the
trip.
course. We're on the
That
course, and he came up.
motherfucker.
He came up behind me, and he started playing, and we started talking to him. And I was like, "Hey, you can just go on through." He's like, "Thanks."
Did
thanks.
you
And go on
tell
through.
them it was Saturday and they're playing today?
Oh man.
He forgot. He forgot the defense.
No, cover 2, they'll be fine.
Boy, what a we're not what a hire that was.
Talk about a debacle.
Oh man.
Debacle.
What a hire that was. That was not. That was the beginning of the.
I've
end
seen
that
Bo in his best days, and we all got a chance to see Bo at his worst days.
What are the differences?
A lot.
We
It was
negotiated
not-
against nobody.
Yeah, it was a lot.
We negotiated against ourselves to get him here.
He drove from Youngstown State.
And
I
gave
would
a
have
nice,
walked.
And gave a nice severance
If
package.
they would
too.
give me that much money, I would have walked. I would have taken the scooter from Dumb and Dumber.
Get 30 miles to the gallon on this hog.
You've been having 2 pairs of gloves this whole time. Yeah, it's the Rockies.
I'm going to kill you.
Man.
That's you.
That's me. It's my namesake.
I mean, I would have. I mean, I. Wait, you tell me you're gonna give me? Yes. I don't care about anything else. Yes.
Send over the papers.
Yes. Don't say
Right
another
now.
word.
Actually,
I
I'll come
am
to
in.
you.
No, that's gonna take me too long. Send them over right now.
I am in.
I'll send them over right now. Oh man.
Unbelievable.
That's okay. We're not getting to that. No negativity. We're talking about how good our football season is gonna be, how much fun it's gonna be, all the cool things we got going on, all the giveaways we have.
You think we can get him on the show?
No negative Bo Pelini talk over here.
Did you hear this fool?
I don't want him on the show. Let Jordy get him on the show. Let Jordy wear him out. I don't want him on my show.
No, they're both paisans together.
Yeah, exactly.
The Genos.
Exactly. I mean, I go to
Genos
Genos.
Bros.
I'm not a Paisan.
Yeah. Well, as I'm saying, there's a different level.
Love me some Genos. People think I am. By looking at me, they think I'm Italian. I'm Italian, but I'm not.
Yeah. You're slippery.
I'm not. But, anyways,
Oh goodness.
our new studio that we had talked about a little earlier is going to be ready soon, hopefully. And then we will be in that room, creating it, growing it, doing really cool things with it. Football season is like a month away. What?
It's 11 Sundays away.
That's not that far. Not as far as you
It's literally 69 days away from LSU
Oh my God.
football. That's not my fault. That's just
Is
the
that
way
why
the
you said
calendar
ooh or
works.
no?
No, that's not. We have a couple questions.
Yeah,
in
love it.
the-
Love questions.
Should we do a little Ask
Yeah.
the Boys?
Yeah, ask the boys.
Yeah, Ask the Boys to
Shoot.
J Mitch and Mikey.
My name is Mikey. Yep.
Yeah, Michael.
You can call me Michael.
You can call me Michael.
First two coming in, but I'll put it on.
You giving
go
us
ahead,
two at a
let's do it.
time? That's
no,
aggressive.
no, no. Both these questions will be for you, both of you. But get your questions in. Ask MIk'd Up with Jared Mitchell and Mikie Mahtook. Balin the plug. Well, hit me in the DMs. What do you think LSU's baseball lineup will be 1 through 9?
That's tough.
Whoa.
I know.
That's tough.
I mean,
I
I would
so I think
assume
they're gonna
Cruz
go.
is going to lead off
Cruz is
again.
gonna lead off.
Y'all go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
All right.
8, 9 together.
Okay, I'll go Cruz.
I'll go Trey.
Yep, and then I'll go Tommy Tanks.
Then I'll go. I'm going around the horn right here. Who else is still here? No, I would go.
Nope.
No, lefty.
Pearson.
Yeah, Pearson.
I'll go Pierce. So Pearson. Then I'll go Thompson.
So we're at
Then
5.
Then I'll go back to lefty. Then I'll go back to lefty and go the outfield lefty.
Jobert.
Joe Bear.
Yep. Now we're on the same page. And then after Jobert, if
So we're staggering.
you go like righty lefty righty lefty righty lefty, and then I would go after Jobert. I would probably go Dugas if he comes back. That's 8, right?
Yeah.
And then 9 hole is whoever's catching.
Yeah.
I think Milazzo.
The only thing I really like a lot too
Unless
to
he
change
brings
it up. The
somebody
only
in.
thing I really like a lot too to change it up a little bit is if you went.
Cade Beloso.
Oh yeah, true. Well, we can.
In
throw that in there,
matchups,
too.
that'll probably be matchups.
But you could also go righty, lefty, lefty, righty, being with the Cruz, Trey and Pearson, or Pearson Trey, then Tommy Tanks in the 4 spot.
Yeah. You can do that. I think
you have to build it around like almost the middle, right? Don't you want to protect?
so. If you're gonna go by analytics, right? If you want to look at the analytics and the way baseball is, analytics tell you your best 2 hitters should hit 1-2.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying like Tommy, but you also want to be able to have a guy because you
That
want them
can
to get
drive
as many
somebody
at bats as you can get. But you
Yeah.
also want to have a guy in 3-4 that can drive
Yeah.
those guys in. So, like I get what the analytics are
And
saying.
you also don't want to run into the spot where we're gonna have lefty and Trey Morgan, lefty and
Where they
Pearson,
can
lefty
bring
and
in
Joe
somebody.
Bear,
Yeah.
where they can bring in a lefty too. So
Right.
if we don't split that up, and if you wanted to go Cruz and Tommy at the top, well, then you're struggling in the middle. One, finding run production. Not to say that any of them are bad at it, but I just don't know if that's where their best is. All right, and then 2, lining up lefty after lefty after lefty too.
Well,
That's
here's
tough.
the thing. I think we kind of misspoke a little bit because I think we said 4 outfielders.
Well, one can DH.
One can DH.
Who's that?
One can DH.
True, but who's our second baseman?
But it's gonna be Pineda.
I know we didn't put
Yeah.
him in the lineup.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, I think y'all actually put 8 people. I didn't think y'all had.
Yeah, I don't think we
Oh,
put.
man,
Yeah, I
that's-
think we were
when
short
y'all
too.
were on 6, y'all skipped it to
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
That
we
makes
skipped
sense.
7.
So I was about to say we didn't have a second baseman.
We skipped 7. We named the 8, and then we said whoever's catching 9. But we didn't.
Well, Pineda, whoever's playing second, will be probably hitting 7.
Yeah. Which is, I'm gonna be honest with you too. Which you bring that guy in and
That's a
to
deep
be
lineup.
able to throw him in
It's
quote
a deep
unquote the
lineup.
7, like that's kind of.
Obviously, our rotation is going to be nasty.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What else you got, Lloyd?
Yeah. Question.
Does that answer that for you? The
Does.
plug. We
It
got
does. Dustin Blanchard puts in Cruz, Morgan, Pearson, Tanks, Thompson, Jobert, Pineda, Guidry, Milazzo. And that's what brings me to my next point is after you saw what happened at Ole Miss, Oklahoma, I feel like I know Jay Johnson doesn't want to sacrifice any defense for offense ever. It's very apparent. which I'm fine with. I'm on board with what Jay Johnson wants to do because he obviously has a vision for how he wants to build LSU. But when you see the 2 pass balls in Omaha in an elimination game, don't you feel like if there's one position you can sacrifice?
No doubt, and I think that he knows that. I think he knows that, and like maybe Milazzo is a catcher, but I think that you have. I think he's gonna bring in a guy who can do both.
Yeah.
Didn't he try to do that? Kind of.
He brought an offensive catcher. Like, no way. I'm not saying that.
No, I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but I'm just
saying. But he's an offensive-minded catcher.
So,
like, you want a guy who can catch and can hit, at least like be sufficient at the plate.
I think if Milazzo were standing here right now, he'd tell you, yeah, I probably need to hit a
Unless Milazzo comes back next year and like, damn, I figured out how to hit. Yeah. I get 250.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I'm more interested in the fact that he had Gavin Guidry in the lineup as a true freshman with all those DH bats coming back. Because I'm just going to assume that Tommy's going to play third base.
Right.
And the only other spot Gavin would play in that lineup is third base. So I'm assuming he has Gavin in his DH slot.
But as we talked about this, too, this is actually a good problem to have. You still have Gavin. You still have Stevenson that way after that, but you still have Beloso that way after this thing. Those are 3 big names who could play huge roles.
Things are gonna like after July 15th, things will shake out.
Yeah.
You'll know who's gonna probably go, who's not gonna go.
Yeah.
Draft
July 15th.
But I think Guidry's the highest rated guy that you're gonna for sure keep.
Yeah.
I think the guy above him is Mikie, and I think Mikey's kind of on the bubble, but leaning towards.
You think Mikey's on the bubble?
Romero?
I think he might fall enough.
I think he's fallen a little bit. He was supposed to be the number 1 overall pick for a little bit, and then now he's not.
I don't believe any of that.
He's ranked like 62.
Until you get to the day, dude.
Yeah,
like,
trust me. I know.
We've all heard a million things, bro. You never.
Unless they give me the papers to sign before the draft, you don't ever know where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
Would you say
there's one thing that you know for sure in baseball is that you don't know until it happens.
You had a pre-draft deal, right? Are you agreed? No.
I hadn't even talked to them before the draft.
No. I was told
23.
I didn't talk to Tampa before the draft.
I didn't even talk to them.
I was told that I was supposed to get drafted with the 14th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Not happened.
I thought it was gonna be
Kimmy,
like.
did you have?
None.
I thought it was gonna be in the teens with like.
Worked out 3 times that day. I was so nervous.
How many pumps?
I worked out 3 times.
I did. I was like, I couldn't sit still.
Sit at the table.
Oh, this is bullshit. I had to go to Red. I kept going to Reds.
We thought it was gonna be Oakland. They were like.
I thought I was gonna go to Oakland.
They thought it was like 18 or something like that.
Me too. Oakland was 18 for me too.
Hadn't even talked to White Sox.
Was Billy Bean still the guy?
Yeah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Yeah,
but
I don't know if he's making those decisions.
I went 12. It was 12, 13, 14, 15 was a big spot. I was like, hey, nothing.
Aaron Rodgers.
I went 12 was it was the Brewers, the Marlins, the Mets, or it may have been the Brewers, the Mets, the Marlins, the Brewers. They had 2 picks. Brewers took lefty from Georgia Tech, who threw like 95, didn't pan out, didn't make it to like anywhere close. Then the Marlins took this guy is up and comer who like nobody really knew, but like he showed flashes. His name was Jose Fernandez. I was like, who's this guy? He ended up being pretty good.
That
guy. Ended up being pretty good. Then the Mets took guy from Wyoming who didn't basically play.
This guy?
Who didn't play high school baseball but played summer baseball. His name is Brandon Nimmo. He's in the big league still. He's good. And then the Brewers took for the next pick. They took Taylor Youngman, who he was really good. I actually knew who Taylor Youngman was because I played against him in Texas. So he was good. I was like, damn, that stinks. So then,
do you know who was in mine? Yeah, you obviously know. So it was me, and then it just so happened that the Angels had 2 picks right after me. But the crazy part about it is, it was weird. They had 2 picks right after me. The first one they took Randall Grichuk, and then the second one they said he's still in the big leagues.
Yeah, he is.
And then the second one they went to this guy who no one knew anything about. It was this small town New Jersey guy named Mike Trout. They took him next. I was like, I'll just throw him in there too.
Not my fault.
Crazy.
There you go.
And then so 16, 17, 18, and 19, I thought that it was the Red Sox and the A's. And the A's said that there was one guy in the draft that was hired that they had over me. And if he was still there, they didn't think he was going to be there, and it was Sonny Gray. He was still there. They drafted Sonny.
Which leads us, no, not Sonny Gray.
Sonny's still in Minnesota.
Sonny's still,
no. I was gonna. Sonny Gray would be a great kid.
I think he's actually pitching tonight.
Yeah, I can work on that. Sonny's great. Sonny's funny.
Well, I'm just saying because of the new pitching coach, he'd give great perspective on working with him for a year.
And I wonder, when was he at Arkansas?
from I think 16 to 18.
Was
Wes there?
what? I'm talking about Wes Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. Was he the pitching coach for Sonny?
Sonny went to
No,
Vanderbilt.
I'm talking about when was Wes Johnson in Arkansas?
16 to 18.
Yeah, 16, 18.
Sonny went to Vandy.
Sonny went to
I know. I
Vandy.
wonder if they went against each other.
Oh, okay.
No, Sonny was my draft, 11. But my thing is, they had a guy from Arkansas. He may be too old. Arkansas who throws 100. He's in the big leagues. I wonder if he picked, because I played with him in Tampa. I don't know if he played. I think he may be too old. But yeah, it was just the draft's a crapshoot, and I told Tampa drafted me. And I never talked to him, but it happens to a lot of people. You just never know. Only person happy in the draft is the guy who goes 1 overall.
I was just saying, Mikey's ranked number 62, and so I mean,
Every time I see Mikey, I'm like,
obviously he can go Romero.
So he has fallen a little bit.
So he's ranked number 62 in the prospect rank. So he can either go way above that, or way below that. Or
he
right
has
around
dropped.
it.
He has a chance to get to LSU. He really
possible.
does. He really does have a chance to get to LSU. If he's 62 in the overall prospect rankings, just if they just went through the prospects, just in order of 1 through 62, he would be drafted in the 2nd round.
Like
He's
back
just-
half of the 2nd round too.
And do you
Well,
think any
No,
of that,
because supplemental.
Middle-ish.
Yeah,
Well,
middle-ish.
still
yeah.
probably
but do you
back
think
half.
any of
Yeah.
that has to do with the smoke of him going or signing with LSU?
No.
They don't take any of that in consideration?
No.
Okay.
Not on prospect rankings, unless he came out and said, "I'm not going in the draft," like Dylan Cruz did.
Yeah, unless he's already like literally said that
That's not
strongly.
the case. So there's a
probably
chance.
not.
There's a chance he comes.
All right, got a lot of questions coming in.
Whoa.
First of all, one is just a compliment.
I
Kenneth
love compliments.
Balea? Yeah, that sounds right.
Sound it out.
If y'all need to, Belala.
I'm not- don't tell
Balea.
me.
Yeah, no, I was
No,
sixth
no, we're
grade,
putting it on you, not
4th,
us.
5th, 6th grade spelling bee champ in elementary school, so I really don't.
Then
I
you
feel
shouldn't be
very-
asking
I
us
feel-
this one. This
Rizzuto.
is
He
Rizzuto.
said sound it out. That's
Rizzuto.
it. It's a player, not a word. How about the word buzz? But he said if y'all need somebody to come cook for the games, Kenneth Balea, love to come. So
He
here
just
we
said
go.
his last name 3 different times. 3 different ways.
Balea.
Okay,
Balala.
to cook for the games, for like the football games?
Yeah,
Oh, I love that.
absolutely. But we get to the questions.
Was that the compliment?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's just a nice offer.
Yeah, that was an offer, not compliment.
It's a compliment though. If it wasn't
Complimentary meal, I guess.
Yeah, and he wouldn't offer if he didn't want to do
Hey,
it.
if you didn't, yeah, that's true.
Thank you. I know you're mad at me just for one little.
I'm not mad at you.
little snafu.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not
I'm
mad at
sorry.
you.
We no nothing works on the board that way.
I'm not mad at
We
you.
haven't gotten there yet. Kirk Landreneau. I live in Montgomery. Used to go to watch Mikey
Hey,
at the Biscuits.
The Biscuits.
Yes, sir. Did Mikey play your RTJ, the Robert Trent Jones golf course over there?
Well, I did.
Cambrian Bridge, best course there. While he was here. If not, I'd love to play around with you guys. What
Hey.
we offered. So if we have to go to Alabama to do it,
I love the Robert Trent Jones. I played the
So much
executive. I think
fun.
it's the executive. He'd probably know. Which one is the one that has the elevated tee box tee number 1? I think it may be the executive. So it's like the executive, the legislature, and the judge. All 3 on the same, those 3 courses all there. And it's
I
freaking
think one of them
awesome.
has like a 700-yard par 5.
I know, but they're like, one of them is like elevated first tee, and you can like oversee all. It was awesome. Really, really nice course.
Kind of a hidden gem out now. Like
Robert
that
Trent
whole-
RTGs are awesome. That golf courses are awesome.
Yeah, the whole way out.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one from Chile. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Oh, well, that's better than what I came up with. Ask Mikey and Mitch. Do you guys think we get Robbie Snelling and or Chase Shores? Do you know anything about
Snelling
these
is
prospects?
not going to attend this campus.
This is our recruiting expert
It
right
really
now.
is, yeah.
Not he won't be here
He
with the books
won't
in
be
hand.
here. He's
about the other guy?
gonna update his bio on July 15th with
First round pick.
insert team here organization.
You mean top half of the first round? You think?
Top 20.
Okay.
Top 20.
Him and
Here
Carl
go.
Crawford's kid, Justin
Oh, yeah,
Crawford,
here
I
go.
think his
Hey,
name.
here you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Carl
Those
Crawford
two
may be
are
the best
really up there.
baseball athlete I've ever seen.
His
Yeah,
kid is
it's pretty
ridiculous.
impressive.
Basketball scholarships, football scholarships, and baseball scholarships. Like, not just like basketball scholarships to like centenary, like basketball scholarships to like Kentucky, football scholarships to whatever other school you think of that's really
And
good.
he didn't pick up baseball until like pretty late.
Didn't pick up baseball. And then he was a first round, actually second round pick,
Yeah.
and big leagues. Had a bunch of money.
Was it the same year as Longoria?
I think he was the same year as Upton.
Maybe. I don't know. I know it was one of the guys that came up, like one of their guys.
Yeah. It wasn't Longoria. He was younger than Longoria. I mean, older than Longoria.
It might be up to them.
I think I'd have to double check. Give me another one.
Well, he asked about.
Oh,
Chase,
yeah.
He asked about who? Chase Shores was the other one.
Yep.
His like perfect game like metrics are really good. So it kind.
What's his prospect ranking?
Let me look.
Now, obviously, this is all with a grain of salt. Like prospect rankings aren't the end all be all, but
You tell a decent story.
yeah, like if now listen, there's things called showcase players, and these guys are guys who go to showcases and they have a really good arm, or they can run and they can hit and they look good in uniform and do all these things, but
5 o'clock guys.
5 o'clock guys, when the lights come on, they don't compete. And like
They go right
these
back into the
guys
show.
sometimes can trick you in the showcases and say, hey, these guys are really
Hit it
good.
a mile, throw it a mile, put warm bodies in the stands.
Yeah.
Chase Shores is at
Turtleneck in the
The
shell.
monsters just come and
Uh-huh.
suck it all away.
Chase is at 91.
Ooh, he has a chance. He has a chance to come.
What is he? What does he do?
He's a right-handed pitcher.
Right in the picture.
He has a
He's
chance.
got a chance. He's got a chance. You never know.
Oh, I forgot that Kumar Rocker is in this draft.
J Mitch was pretty high in high school. Were you top 100? I bet, right? Coming out of high
think so,
school.
yeah. Or,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Something like that.
I was
So
not.
you just had no clue.
I was not.
Huh?
You had just no.
I really don't remember. No.
It wasn't. Listen.
No, but I'm just.
But it wasn't as publicized.
Stories. No, I know, but I'm hearing his recruiting stories over and over. He falls
Yeah.
asleep during recruiting meetings, and
No, dude, like I'm being dead serious with you. He can tell you this, dude. It's like you hear so much nonsense to where at some point you're just like, hey, bro, all right,
Charlie
I
Brown.
can't hear. Like,
Yeah.
this is doing me no good. And it's here one day, it's here the next day, it's here the next day, it's here, and then
Yeah.
it's here. You're like, what? It does you no good to listen to any of that. So like,
Now-
you best off just trying to block all that out and just
Yeah. I feel like now with social media, it's a lot easier for these smaller cities, town
Yeah.
players to be found and
Yeah.
seen, and like that are really good, and they don't really fall through the cracks near as much because social media you can see everybody.
Yeah.
We didn't have all that. We didn't have like.
Would you have preferred to have it?
Oh, maybe. I mean, I didn't go to showcases. Like the first time I ever went to a showcase was a pre-draft workout for the New York Mets before in high school, and I was like, Jared Bogany was there with me. Yeah.
The only reason I got noticed, I was playing summer ball. We went to that World Wood Bat tournament in Atlanta.
Marietta.
And we ended up
Love that
playing well there, and I played well there. And that's literally how I got noticed. So it wasn't even like individual showcases that I went to.
Yeah.
So you
Like,
just never know.
now, if I did, it'd be different. Yeah, I think social media would help, but I think social media would help me. In
Social
football.
media, I mean, it helps. Yeah, it definitely helps those kids.
Well, no, I'm
Today.
sorry. Obviously, the give and the take is
Yeah.
what I was saying. Of like, you say I have no idea where the noise is coming from.
Right, social media, you
If
blow
you're
your
getting
head, yeah.
added in every single tweet, it's like, holy shit! All right, fuck this thing and get out of my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with
Swear
you. I
jar,
think
Lloyd.
can blow the head up a little bit. Ego. We got another one.
Another lineup question, and let me see if anybody else has gotten in here.
I saw somebody asked about Doty. He's 66th. And
he's gone.
Yeah,
He's
there's-
gone.
He's
Chase
high, that's high
Shores.
enough to where he's not going to waste the leverage.
Yeah,
Right-hander that throws 98, so I
Who?
don't think he'll be touching campus.
Who?
that's not true.
Chase Shores.
Not necessarily so.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I've seen crazier.
But yeah, we'll do a better job.
I hope
of
the best one,
promoting-
obviously, but I've seen crazy.
Because we thought about this last time.
What?
We'll do a better job of promoting the Ask Mikie and Mitch.
Yeah.
Now we have
Well,
the
we talked about
tagline.
doing it on Wednesday.
I know, but then it just started to come in.
Yeah, right.
And what I really wanted to get to was the brawl.
Yes.
Ooh.
Love me a good brawl. I've been in a good brawl. This one was better than mine, I think. The one
This
This
that
was
was
the
fun.
first legitimate one I've
while.
seen
In
in
a
a
bit.
minute.
In a while.
no.
No, it was 2 years ago. The one in
The
Philly.
Reds?
Yeah, the Reds. The Amir Garrett.
Yeah.
And
He tried to fight the
he
whole
tried
team.
to fight the whole Cubs team.
I think that was a few years ago.
That was like 2 or 3 years.
When
Yeah, Bryce Harper had a good one
yeah.
with
The Giants.
the
pitcher.
Giants with
Yeah, but that was a
Strickland.
while back. There was one. There
Yeah, I was
was one
still
in
playing. I
between
was still
there.
playing.
There was one in between there too that like happened in like foul territory too. I forget
Yeah.
where that was. It was a huge one too.
That was a good one because I don't know, like what I don't know the background. Like, where did the
So-
beef come from?
So it was over like a span of 3 games. And
Figured that.
The
Usually what
Harper
happens.
one?
No, the
this was
one
recent
yesterday.
Wink,
So, like,
it was
the-
Winker, right?
Yeah, so they threw at. I think the Angels threw at somebody in the dome piece. The next day they threw at Trout's head. So then day 3 is this where they threw at Winker. And
At least he hit him in the right spot,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then Winker didn't even go at the pitcher. He went out the whole the dugout. which was great. And then you get Rendon in there with a cast on his hand after broken out for the season. And
Yeah, I jokingly was
throwing
saying this all the
punches.
time. Like, I get it. I completely understand it. I would imagine maybe even someone on their team tackled him, but like, where was Trout and Shohei? I ain't see him anywhere in that. They did show like Trout like pulling.
What
Justin
an
Upton
angle
out of
this
there.
is.
This is an unbelievable angle.
They're in there.
He's a good camera guy.
Well, this is like fans, I think.
Well, yeah.
Winker
I'm
had
just
a
saying
knot
they
on
didn't
his
move
head
their
at the end
phone.
of this thing too, by the way. So somebody got him.
The umpire tried to stop him. Wait, go back.
Ooh, Upton's on his back.
Go
Quick.
back. Look at the other umpire. Look at the other umpire. Said, I'm out.
Oh, dude,
Wait. I'm
out.
Hey, run it back. Hey, run it back again. Look how quick Upton fell on his back right here. He's like the second person that gets in this thing, and he's on his back quick. Watch this. Okay. Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. You don't want to be on the ground. You want to
Somehow Trout, like, pulled him out. I did
What do
see
you mean
that.
somehow?
I'm serious. He wasn't, like, in it. He just somehow was able to, like, the
The
hand
other
of
umpire,
God.
tried to hold him back too. He said nope.
Man, he came in with a full momentum too. Ain't used none of it.
What
None.
really, if you're an umpire in this situation, what do you
No, you can't do anything.
Only thing you can do is that the umpire tried to do is, hey, I'm just trying to like, get you not into the pile.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen.
It's one of those things where, I don't know, they would have had to have jumped the gun with ejections and
It's
shit.
easier to
for
do
it
it when easier to do it when the catcher's going after the pitcher.
Yeah.
I mean, they're throwing
You heard
hands.
I said? Like, this would have had to, they would have had to jump the gun with the injections and stuff to really stop this
Yeah.
thing. Because if it had been going on for a couple days, like, you're not stopping that. Syndergaard through the night, he's like the second person in there.
I mean,
He's like the second person.
Winker's throwing like
Yeah.
he's swinging.
I saw Crawford jump like over the top, like swinging at someone on the. I
Watch,
was like,
watch Winker swing. Watch him swing at the. Watch. No, right here, watch. Boom, he's coming, swinging.
Boom, sweet. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he's
Sweet
swinging.
he
seven?
was taking him.
Yeah, he's swinging.
Somebody was eating him right there.
He's suspended for a little while.
Yeah.
They come out with suspensions yet?
They ejected 8 people. I don't know.
Here's the deal,
I
though.
haven't seen these.
You know the beauty about
suspensions
suspensions?
Still get paid.
Still get paid,
yet. They'll
baby.
get paid.
Only time you don't get paid in baseball is if you get suspended from the team.
Hey,
by
and
the
they,
team.
and they get still get paid. They all get appealed, so it might be 8 games dropped down to 4. It won't matter. It's not that big of a deal.
Miguel
kinda
Cabrera.
worth the
Miguel
memory.
Cabrera in the brawl we had, he got suspended for 6 games. Week vacation for him. Got paid all of his money.
Showed up, smelled like straight
It
tequila.
was great.
Hit 4 tags. What?
I don't
Man,
even.
but
He
that
probably didn't touch
a
a bat
good
for
brawl,
6
a
days.
good brawl, a good
my
brawl
pants?
is fun. It's not fun, but like it is like you're adrenaline's running
Oh, you
when you
get
have to
running.
go out and run and do stuff and like now. You know, a lot of the brawls are
Do
just
you
show.
go up and over?
Oh no! You
Nah,
say
don't leave your feet, coach.
If you're not in the middle of the fight,
This ain't
if
the
you're
dog
not the
pile.
reason, majority of the time there's only like usually 1 or 2 people. Now there's things that built up and there's some bad blood like the whole team, but like majority of these brawls, it's only a handful of people that like have beef.
No. You know what? There's always that happens too. There's always, it never misses, a dude that didn't throw at a single person or didn't get hit by a single pitch, didn't have a single at bat where
Throwing
anything
the
came
most-
close.
most swings.
He is the saltiest and throwing the most swings. He's like, bro, what you
He's
hit
just
this
salty.
thing?
He's salty for the years. He's having a bad
he's been waiting.
stretch
He's
or
been
something.
waiting for something
Yeah.
to pop off.
Yeah.
Just waiting.
Hey, here's the deal though.
It's either you're
Somebody
or
gonna get
the
this
bouncer.
frustration. Yeah.
If
it's
you
all-
don't,
always.
if you leave the dugout or the bullpen, anybody who leaves their position or where they're supposed to be gets fined by MLB,
Yeah.
right? Fine. If you don't leave the bullpen or the dugout or leave your position, you get fined by the team.
Catch 22.
Decisions.
Which-
I'm going.
I'm out, boys. If I'm out. I am on the field.
What was it?
I am on the field. Whatever, and I am now. Listen, if I have to be in the scrum, I have to be in the scrum. But watch the fight, and if it's not like this one was, it seemed like the team was like both teams.
Hey,
were
when they had that
over
fight in
it.
Detroit, Mikey texted me the day before. And he was like, "Somebody gonna catch these knuckles today." I'm lying. I'm actually making that up.
Man, but God, but usually you watch the fight and you just watch the outside edge of the fight and you realize like, okay, there's only a few people that really care about this, and you see other people talking and like trying to like hold each other back, but not really trying to get into the scrum. That one, everybody was trying to get in there.
Hey,
That was the fight.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of, if y'all didn't, I don't know why, I don't know how I got sucked into watching this the other day. the 96, 97 documentary about the Red Wings and Avalanche?
Didn't see that.
Electric.
What was
The
it?
fight.
Electric.
Maybe
bro.
the greatest fight of all time.
This it has to be the best like
The whole
sports
team?
beef. Yeah, dude, it has to be like the best sports beef and like one of the better like 30 for 30.
What's it?
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch
Is it a
it.
30 for
I
30?
think it is. I'm almost sure
the
it is.
Netflix like undisputed thing.
It was on ESPN and it came on like right
Okay,
before the
so
College
30
World
for
Series
30.
game, so it's
Damn,
definitely.
yeah.
Hey,
I gotta watch
it's-
that.
I'm talking like you're like, bro, this is. Bro, they had a game where they like legit. There was like 6 fights in the first like 3 minutes of the game.
No,
hockey,
They
they-
dropped.
No. Yeah, I know, but like it was like.
No.
I'm talking like goalie to goalie, like.
Well, they probably like right when the puck got dropped, they just fought.
They
Is
dropped
that what
puck
happened?
and then
Yeah.
dropped gloves.
Yeah, but like it was. I'm telling you, I've seen that.
Well, that's
It was-
premeditated.
This was not that.
No.
Like this was like, yo, this shit is real, like legit real.
Damn.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. It's
What-
a good watch.
When y'all are, I mean, how many do you think y'all have been in terms of like bench clearing brawls?
Like fights or like
No,
clear
like
benches?
we're no. So my question really is
Probably.
I mean, like
to the
clearing-
point where you're looking at the other side and you're like, oh, y'all are bigger, but where you're like, I can take him, like 10, 55, 30.
So you start doing that. You
Yeah.
start picking out like, hey, if
Because that's
we,
what I
if,
did on like kickoff in high
if-
school. I was like, you can get it, you can't get it.
if you're starting to do that and you're starting to pick out like, hey, if shit went down, who am I gonna go after? That's because things are starting to heat. That means the fight has not started, right? You have
That's what I'm saying.
time
You're sitting in the
to
dugout.
pick it up.
going,
So that's
30.
happened a bunch of times, right? But then when it actually happens and you whatever, like you are right, you better keep your head on a swivel because
Yeah, but say, hey,
somebody's
if you get in there and you swing, if you happen to swing, you better stick and move. You better keep looking. Even if you grab somebody,
Yeah.
you better watch your back because that person may not think
Somebo-
you're grabbing them for good reason. Like you
or
just
somebody who's trying to be the guy to start. Like there's always those guys on the team that don't care and they're swinging no matter what. And if you don't keep your head on a swivel, you're gonna get sucker punched.
yeah.
So
That
the-
ain't good.
So the move is nobody swings, right?
I mean,
This
unless you
depends.
like actually have real beef.
It depends
you
on
know?
what the real beef is and if they can actually get to each other.
Because I saw, even in this bases clearing brawl, the people from the dugout, I mean, not the dugout, from the bullpen, it's about 2 minutes later, where everything has kind of been settled. They're still,
Oh,
You
dude,
rarely-
that's
hold
a-
on.
It's weird. You rarely don't. I would venture to say you pretty much only ever see like the real fights when, for whatever reason, the catcher can't get between the hitter
Yeah.
and whoever he's going after. You don't
Yeah.
ever usually see it where it's Mikie and the catcher. Like
Right.
you don't really usually see that. But if the catcher doesn't usually get in between, which in this one he didn't, the umpire tried to, and the umpire really ain't trying that hard. He's like,
Right.
hey, I don't get paid for this shit. Like,
oh, they throw you out.
yeah, let me grab you. He don't care. So like,
Brings
if-
up his chest protector.
But yeah, if you usually don't see the catcher, if the catcher can't get in between or doesn't get in between, that's probably the only time you ever see things really kind of pop.
So you saw a picture with Kevin Farnsworth. Kyle.
Yeah.
Not Kevin. Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle, not Kevin. Kevin's a good guy.
Kevin's a good guy. He was a teammate.
fixing
at
a lot
LSU.
of teeth and stuff. I think.
Kyle Farnsworth. You saw a picture of him, how juiced and jacked he is, and like,
What was that?
well, juiced and like not juiced, but like jacked, maybe juiced.
Maybe.
But I got to play with him 1 year. He was in spring training. Nice guy, very nice guy, enormous human being, very nice guy.
Played
The
linebacker in high
fight-
school.
The fight when the guy, who was it? It was Paul Wilson.
He was a Cub.
I think it was Paul Wilson.
It was. Him for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yep.
I watched this game live.
And
in
he was going
Alexandria.
to charge the mound,
Oh, buddy.
and boy, did he not charge the mound.
Oh,
He got opposite. Have you not seen this? So Kyle
I'm about to pull it
Farnsworth
up.
is this enormous pitcher. And he's psycho. Had glasses, big dude. Hits the guy, throws at him. Paul Wilson decides like, damn, I got to go charge the mound. He takes one step towards the mound.
Oh,
Kyle
Reds.
Farnsworth takes off from the mound, picks him up, spears him, and starts beating the shit out of him. And like Paul Wilson's face is all bloody.
No.
Yeah,
I haven't
was
seen that.
that was the best.
Have you ever seen the video?
He form tackled.
It wasn't.
Unbelievable.
Are the one in
Nolan Ryan too with
in Robin?
with
Well, the
Robin.
one in Boston recently too with Tyler.
Austin.
Yeah, Tyler Austin.
Oh, he loves getting a good scrum.
Yeah,
He was
the
with
one
the
in Boston
Yankees. He was,
recently, yeah.
he was with the Yankees when we were there. Why are you laughing
I
at
was
me?
thinking you a good scrum.
I mean, he was in the fight with us, with, Detroit and New York.
There was a video that went viral a few years ago. It wasn't from like America. It was from like a foreign league. Like the batter gets hit, he drops the bat, drop kicks the catcher, and then runs after the pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
So the catcher couldn't stop him.
No, that was from the United States. That
Was
was
it really?
Was that Delwyn Young or Delwyn
I think
Young?
that was Delwyn Young.
I don't think that was a stat. I think it was like winter ball or something.
Oh, maybe. And then remember Delwyn Young threw the bat, hit the catcher.
That was definitely him. Yeah.
That was Delwyn Young. I played Delwyn Young too in Tampa. That's crazy.
I remember Dylan Young.
Yeah, he was a big prospect. But
He's a big hitter. He just didn't really
yeah.
care.
I guess you can't play it, huh?
About to.
Is it? We're gonna get flagged. I don't
No,
want to get flagged.
It's on Fan Buzz. Thank you, Fan Buzz.
This is unbelievable.
And it's so old at this point. But I remember
You
watching.
think he rethought that decision?
You never heard of this one either?
Pretty quickly. No.
I
Dude,
remember
best-
I watched this game live.
Hey, you're a Cubs guy.
Yeah.
Or you remember the Bronson Arroyo one?
In footage, we got.
Oh, we got some more time. Fast forward a little bit so you can see like the initial. Here we go. He
Look at
got
the
rocked.
hamstrings on Kyle Farnsworth whenever he decides to lift and separate.
What do you think, Paul? What do you think? What do you think went
Barry locked
through
into that thing.
Paul Wilson's mind when he's like, "Oh no, my feet are not on the ground
Not on the
anymore.
grid.
This is not good."
I'm seeing God.
Yep, I have no chance. I'm dead. I'm dead.
And now, if you want to see Kyle Farnsworth now,
You have a picture already pulled up?
no, but I'm about to. It's that hard to find because Jesus Christ.
He's huge.
I mean, he looked like he wanted to do exactly that his entire life.
I mean, he's a bodybuilder now.
Little Rejuvenate action.
I mean, something action. And you got veins coming through the quads.
That's impossible. Shout out F45, which I think Kyle Farnsworth has been doing since he retired. And if you want to look like Kyle, this is what you have to do. Go every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And you can look like this.
Twice a day.
Twice a day.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Paul Wilson.
I don't know how natural that is.
Yeah, it's F45. It's functional fitness for 45 minutes every day.
That guy beat up Paul Wilson.
Paul Wilson had no business doing that.
I mean, at that point, when you start jawing back and forth, it's like, okay,
You should have been more respectful when you talk back to him.
I gotta
That's all we should've
I gotta
done.
make my move.
Should've
It's a
talked to him a
business
little
decision
nicely.
here.
Sir, sorry, sir.
Sir, that was close. Don't do that.
I was trying to bunt. I was trying to give you an out.
Why would you throw there?
That's a big human being.
You know that.
It's a big human being.
I don't understand where people. Never mind.
Okay.
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 Okay. Are you wear underwear when you do that?
I mean, someone's holding up those shorts.
Oh, both sides?
The underwear, I mean.
Oh,
Yeah, what do you think? Jeez, Lloyd, what do you think's going on right
that's what
now?
I was wondering.
I mean, if he's got someone's holding up the shorts, if he's got underwear. on.
Bodybuilders just blow my mind. A lot of leg, not a lot of leg room.
What?
There's not a lot of room for his dick in
Yeah,
between his
thank you.
legs.
Yeah, but what do you think? You think it just goes right between? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm
just not-
confused at your logic right there.
Where you pull? I mean, you're just pulling up a lot. You're pulling up a lot, and they're very comfortable pulling up that much. So they must be wearing like a singlet or some sort of. Do they
Lloyd,
think
maybe
they're-
both of them are tucked. I mean,
I think you're overthinking this.
No, I've looked at these a lot.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
all right, Lloyd, go ahead and just take that off the screen. All right, Lloyd, all right.
I'm just wondering, do you wear do you keep the jock strap, and that's what you do?
No, a
I don't know.
jockstrap
I don't
ain't
know what
doing that.
bodybuilders
I'm
do.
not a bodybuilder. I don't know. I don't know the answers to that.
You could be.
Would you like me to be a bodybuilder? I do not.
Well,
Not one part of me wants to be a bodybuilder.
You're on your way if you do F45 every single day.
I think you're more on the way of looking like a lean
Mean.
and shredded person than that guy.
God, Lord. All right, do you want to do your curtain call? You can take mine.
No, I don't want yours. You do yours. We're gonna do
I feel
curtain
like
calls.
You know the story better than I do.
Oh, Mark.
I do. But
So, this is for you.
okay, thanks for putting my curtain call in there. But that, okay, do you have another one in your head? Okay, I'll do the curtain call. My curtain call. Our curtain call. The show's curtain call is Mark Appel, former first overall pick.
Which I did not even know he was still throwing.
Yeah, but the only reason is I saw a story about him last year. So he was the first overall pick by the Astros, I believe. Turned it down, got picked again by the Phillies. He had some arm issues. He just could never stay healthy. He lost all his velocity, retired from baseball for 2 years. And maybe a little longer than that. I don't know exact time frame. He goes out there during the pandemic and he starts throwing again. His arm felt really good. And he gained his velocity back. And so he's like, well, maybe I have a chance. And then he started throwing a little bit more, throwing a little bit more, throwing a little bit more. Phillies gave him an opportunity to sign. He went to extended spring training, was kind of getting back in shape, had more opportunity. And then he finally started pitching in an actual season and ended up throwing really well and did whatever. And now he's in the big leagues. Got called up for the Phillies. Shout out to him. What are you giggling over there for?
People are just also wondering where.
Well, they're on your side.
Yeah, it's not shocking. It happens a lot.
What? It's not what? It's what?
Shocking.
No, that's not the shocking part. The shocking part to me is you said I looked at this a lot.
Yeah,
that's the shocking part to me. I was
I've
like,
looked at these a lot.
Okay, well, if you're studying bodybuilders, where bodybuilders' junk is going.
Lloyd, I think the first opinion, whenever we met, the first opinion I heard you give was your Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton debate on that same topic.
Ooh,
what do you think?
What is that?
God knows, what did I say?
You think Aaron Judge has a very tiny penis,
Giancarlo's packet.
and you think Giancarlo is too aesthetically pleasing to have a small one.
Yeah, exactly. He was built in a gym, dude. He was built in a lab.
They build those in gyms?
Yeah. He's like if
you can work that out.
If a Ken doll was made by a man, they'd be like, and give him a.
What if he just did the band? What if he did the band tuck on that?
He'd have to be hard.
Maybe he was.
Not on the juice.
Would he though?
What?
Kyle?
The testicles. Not the.
Lloyd, what if he? What if he did the back tuck?
The Karl Malone, the tape it to the thigh. That's what I think of first and foremost. I defer to Jared on all these matters.
Oh my goodness.
There we go. Right after my curtain call and giving Mark Appel all the credit that he deserves for making it back to big leagues after a mentally taxing career early on. And he's there. He made it there. So shout out to Mark Appel. Now, they're not my fault. What are you doing?
Lloyd, what is on that monitor?
Mark Appel. I was looking for it. I just wanted to give up the stats that he had been putting up and why he had been called up. I think he has a sub-2 ERA in his last 6 starts. This isn't a pity call-up. It is an absolute unbelievable trek back, and they've been struggling on the back end of their rotation.
So he's come out the pen.
Yeah, that's what
he's out the pen,
back end of their bullpen, and they needed a stopgap, and he's actually proven to be the guy that maybe could fill that role. It's not a pity call up. Somebody's hurt. He'll be in for 2 games. And
they don't really do pity call ups in June, so.
You're right. But I'm
just
saying
to give
it's happened throughout the year where
I know. I'm just saying just to give it some.
And they don't really do them anymore at all because they got rid of the 40-man roster call ups.
Yep.
Usually in September the rosters expand, so you go from 25. You can call up all 40 guys on the roster if you wanted to.
Just got announced.
They took that away. Now you can only call up 27 or 28 guys.
It's a big time call up for him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Let's be honest. Any call up's a big time call up.
And for the history on Mark Appel is he was the guy that was drafted number 1 by the Astros ahead of Chris Bryant, who had just won.
But he turned that one down.
No.
Appel turned it down, I thought.
No. He was drafted 1 overall.
I know, but I thought he turned down.
No, he went.
But he got drafted twice.
I think he had
1 overall, right? Twice?
No.
I think he had Tommy John or something when he first.
They saw something in his physical,
You're right. So he gets drafted 1 overall out of Stanford, I believe. Chris Bryant goes second to the Cubs. Fast forward to when they start putting kind of their careers together. Mark Appel has a 9 ERA. Chris Bryant is on his way to winning Rookie of the Year. 2 years later, he wins NL MVP of the year. All the things have been stacked against him to be a bust and very easy to quit. And for him to be NL MVP of the year. That's what they get. NL MVP OTYR.
Of the month.
Oh, yeah. So, for him to be able to battle back from all of that after the 2nd overall pick pretty much lives up to the hype is pretty special.
I
agree.
They just announced the suspensions for that.
Oh, did they? What are they?
Angels manager 10 games.
Whoa.
Winker 7 games. Rendon got suspended for 5 games.
Hell yeah.
Wait, does he have to serve that once he comes back?
Yeah, that's what it says. It also says
For
he
the
can't.
playoff run.
No, next year.
He can't sit on the bench for the next 7 games.
Oh.
They're like, hey, bro, you can't be starting all this while you on the bench.
One of the Angels assistants 5 games.
Wait, so why did the manager for the Angels get
for
10?
He was in the fight,
throwing.
too.
Intentionally
was in it.
throwing at the guy.
Well, he was in it too.
Yeah.
I actually saw.
And
It's
then
Phil Nevin.
a few more players. There was 12 suspensions.
12.
Damn. Week vacation, 10-day
Who the
vacation.
hell they gonna call up?
Well, they're on the third manager right now for the Angels.
Who the hell they gonna call up?
Hey, talk about some call-ups.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you need fill some roster spots, baby.
If you're in the Angels organization right now, it's a hot week for the Bowls.
Call them up, baby. Give me some time. Give me that cup of coffee.
Just imagine getting suspended on your off day, like with a broken hand. You should
Cut
get
that
suspended for
cast
5
off.
games.
Let's go play some golf.
Rendon was looking for a way to get away for a little bit.
Ah!
He can't even play right now. He was like, bro, I
Rendon's
don't
in a
want to
good
be
spot.
here.
He's in a good spot for the next week.
What contract did he sign?
A large one,
245
240 something,
He
yeah.
ain't even playing.
I
Guaranteed.
mean, I think he's great. He just
Didn't you say he's someone that doesn't really?
no, but like he doesn't care. I mean, he doesn't like baseball all that much. He's just very good at it. Like, but it doesn't mean he's not gonna like try to.
Try.
He does his
Yeah,
work,
yeah,
he
yeah.
tries, but he's not a baseball rat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
David Eckstein?
He's an Epstein.
Eckstein.
no,
Next
yeah,
time.
no Epstein's on here.
I thought you
I
said
said
Epstein.
Eckstein.
Hey, no Epstein's on here.
He's on island by
taboo.
himself.
Hey, that's
yeah,
taboo
I'm-
over here.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
And then call Farnsworth.
All right, so not my fault. Do you want me to bring out the hypothetical? Not my fault.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Okay, so not my fault. Hypothetically, you went to a engagement party, right? And it's
So you're trying to tell me this didn't happen in Shreveport?
hypothetical.
Didn't have to drive there.
It's if you go, it's extremely hot outside,
In Shreveport.
and it is. You go there and you're looking forward to it. And you're having fun. You're having a good time. You show up. It's 100 degrees outside. It's fine. Nice house, spot. You're gonna be inside.
I don't
Walk in,
sense fine on your
Power
face.
out for no reason. I don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened. Not their fault that the power went out. Just nobody knows how the power went out. So you go, you're hanging out. It's very hot. You're sweating through everything.
Your
Everybody's
wife's
sweating through
complaining.
everything.
Refreshments
What do you
there,
think?
though, right?
There's some drinks and some food. The food has to be eaten because there's no warmers anymore because the power's out.
Oh no, the warmer should work. Those are-
Outside.
No, not those warmers.
These weren't no
It was
gas.
like-
Just put it
they put them in the
outside.
oven.
Okay,
Warm
keep
it
going.
up.
Let
They
me
didn't
hear
have
the rest of
warmers,
this.
I
Let me hear
think.
the rest of this.
So you go, and obviously the party is supposed to be for a certain amount of time. Well, then once the sun comes down, there's zero light. You can't see anything. Like to the point where like the speeches, you have flashlights
No candlelight?
so you can see the speeches.
It's like a lock-in at skate.
And
zone.
so my question is it your fault? It's not my fault if the people of the
Freddy
party, the guests of the party, go out and leave and end up moving the party to a steakhouse bar, right? That's not their fault.
How early?
Did y'all get Mirror and play Bloody Mary?
I wasn't there.
Did you say Candyman?
Hypothetically. It's a hypothetical, guys.
How early into the evening were you supposed to stay, and then when did you decide?
So
to
the party started
book
at
it?
7.
Right.
We left at 7:15.
So the
Yeah.
party started
Hey, the appetizers in a bell.
party started at 7.
Right.
I believe people left by about 9.
Oh, not your fault at all. That's way too long.
Well, the sun
Well,
went
not
down.
whose fault? Who's
The sun went down.
Wait.
Is it-
Not
is
whose
it-
fault?
is it
They
the
went to
guest's
the
fault
wait
for
till the sun
leaving?
was down.
Is it your fault for
So
leaving?
no, maybe not 9.
Yeah.
8:45.
Is that
8:30.
It's not the guest's fault for leaving, right?
No, not
Like,
that late.
No.
But to their credit, so they said people there,
That you don't know.
I don't know.
Hypothetical.
They said, story that I heard was that
Hypothetically.
not hypothetically, they adjusted and adapted and said that, hey, we're just going to move the party to this really nice bar. We're just going to take over this nice steakhouse bar in the area that the party was at. And they did it. It ended up being a really fun night. So it was
Hypothetical, not your fault for leaving.
Hypothetically, if they didn't do that and you had rallied a couple of troops together to say, hey, nice to see y'all. This is a very nice evening. 30 minutes in, the power's not back. We're going to a steakhouse. Who wants to come with? Not
That probably would not be good. It's the biggest moment of their lives. Get married.
Is it a reception? An
engagement party.
Oh, they're not even married yet. So not your fault at all.
Especially 2 hours later.
And there's no power.
We grinded through it. They grinded through it.
They tripped the breaker?
I don't know what happened.
They might have had too much going on.
The crazy thing about it is
So
the whole
did the party
street,
actually get moved, or that never happened?
So we had the party.
He's caught in a lie, and he's trying to figure out as
No.
a man that doesn't lie very often.
There's no lie. What's the lie?
It's a hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical. It's not a lie.
Exactly. If you
It's
weren't even there, how could you lie?
So I think what happened was they lasted as long as they could last, and then it got to the point where you couldn't see anything. You had to go. Now the street, from what I was told, was all. The street, from what I was told, had all the lights on it. Like that was the only house that was into the cul-de-sac that had lost power. Now I think they were on the grid from the street behind them, and the street behind them lost power, is what I was told.
Damn, I didn't give you so much information.
I mean, look, I asked a lot of questions. You know what I mean?
It's fair. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What a good show today, boys. Good show. Good show. And the Not My Fault is brought to you by Dozy Place. Can't get a credit for my.
Where if you had been there, hypothetically,
Yeah.
you could have ordered a couple steaks.
Oh, yeah. Steaks are good.
Or brought them to Dozy Place,
Ooh.
got them a couple steaks, gone down to the cocktail bar.
Get a little tamale?
Yeah, get a little tamale. What?
What?
Maybe a little, what's the rolls?
That
The
would be
fried bread.
Oh, yeah.
See, I don't get that. I was trying to, the last time I went to Doze, I was trying to order more
screenshot that
cocktails.
later.
And I was like, can I get a couple more of these? Like, 2 cocktails. Not both for me, one for my date. And they brought me two more loaves of fried bread. I was like, this is the exact opposite.
That's okay. I'll eat it.
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to eat it.
But the fact that they thought, like, oh, you want more fried bread? I was like, look at me. Yeah, I guess it's time to tighten up.
I'm not saying you have to lose, but just
Tighten. You just tighten. If you could step on the scale and subtract 10 from that,
that's what
that's
we want.
where we want.
That's what we want. Great show today. Great Monday. Great way to start the week.
Tebrake might be out.
Yeah, he may be get drafted. That's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. We got him on here. Tommy Tanks, hopefully soon.
We'll check with him
I'm
every
waiting.
6 months. We'll text Dylan and see if he wants to come on the show.
Every 6 months.
Road to the show.
Oh, if he's gone.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Cruz.
Yeah, me too.
We can do that with him,
That would be good too.
Yeah. We just got to get him on.
Great show. We will. He doesn't like the limelight, which is good. It's fine. He's like the Mike Trout of college baseball. Doesn't want to do all
just bring it
interviews
to
or
him,
whatever.
you know?
Yeah, we'll bring it to him.
You think he lives in Lake Beaupre?
I don't know where he lives.
Because that would be ideal.
I'm not saying I have no idea where he
Is Lake
lives.
Propre still a thing back
It
there?
is still a thing.
Cool.
Still kicking back there.
Can't believe those houses are
legacy.
still
I
up.
say, how are those houses still sturdy? I heard
Especially
things
after
used to go
Mikey took
down.
off on the scooter.
No, it wasn't Lake Beaupre. We had our own little area.
Oh.
It wasn't a college neighborhood. We made it a college neighborhood, but it wasn't a college neighborhood. Great show. Great Monday. Great way to start the week. We will be back here live on Wednesday from
Is
6
that-
to 8 p.m.
Like really or hypothetically?
That is a real thing. Real thing.
Okay.
Real deal,
Okay.
Holyfield. We are not going to have a show this weekend from Earl's. It is 4th of July weekend. Everybody enjoy the weekend. Go out there to the beach, which I'm assuming a lot of people are probably going to be. No show on Monday, obviously. It's July 4th. So Friday, Saturday, no show. You get Monday, Wednesday with us.
The hell?
We will be putting out content. We will be putting out tweets. We will be putting out bets throughout the week because now we're really educated and I'm really going to put some time into this. And we are going to and we're going to have some fun. Again, MIk'd Up is live Mondays and Wednesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Fridays usually from Uncle Earl's from 4:30 to 6. Not this Friday.
Not this Monday.
We were brought to you by
Maybe
Sterling
Wednesday.
Automotive. And also, please, use our promo code from Caesar Sportsbook, MIk'd Up 15. What you guys say?
And
Say
if
it.
you do
Say it.
go out on July the 4th, if you want a libation, why would you not get a mini keg
Ooh,
from Heineken?
From Dos Equis. Same
Dos
company.
Equis, same company. Get the Dos Equis mini keg that you see over Mikey's right shoulder. Take one of those, put a hatchet to it, Drink all you can from it. Shotgun. First one to shotgun a full
Wow.
one gets $1,500 in free play. From
Don't tell them
Future
how many
Sportsbook.
cans.
Using what promo code?
MIk'd Up 15.
There we go. Boom.
If you drink from it for 15 seconds, we'll give you half of a free play. So $785.
That's not it.
What is it then? Half a free play, 15.
$750.
Yeah.
But taxes.
Okay. Podcast.
Adam, don't put them out until tomorrow.
Why not?
It's too late.
Okay.
Put them out
So
very
it's still
early.
live. Podcast is still on Spotify and Apple.
Oh,
Hey, what is it?
You can still get it. Unless I look at
Dos
my,
Equis.
unless I look at the Spotify and it says, "Oh, you haven't uploaded a Spotify," and I mean you haven't uploaded a
I'll
podcast
put
in
them
2
out.
months.
No, they're up.
You
I just
better.
put them out the next morning.
That's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. Or do you want to put them out at night? I can put them out at night. I just didn't want
I
to.
don't know. What do you think the best way is?
I feel like the metrics, the way that it works, you don't want that carryover.
Okay, tomorrow.
You want the fresh day?
Yeah.
Big
you want
fresh day
that
guy?
full download.
I'm good with
day,
that.
That good morning.
I'm good with that. We'll see you again on Wednesday, 6 to 8. We'll have some other really cool guests. Don't know who they're going to be yet, but we're going to have them, and we're going to have fun. And we're gonna, hopefully maybe get Jay Johnson on the show. Maybe I'll ask him.
What do you think he does for 4th of July?
He's recruiting.
Recruiting.
Probably. Big day. I mean, shit. He's got the drafts a little bit. All right. You've been watching MIk'd Up, brought to you by Starting Automotive. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Enjoy the night. Peace.
Heineken, Caesars, Doe's, Rejuvenate, Sterling,
Sure partners.
Assured Partners, Law Office,
Law Office, Lance Beal.
Spike Bet, no bet, just like the way he likes.
There we go. Boom. Nice. Great ads.
You gotta cut a new promo for Doe's where it says dinner.